This is The Gorge, the podcast where my friends and I get together and we gorge ourselves on what's happening in the world of video games and entertainment.
The Gorge is brought to you by Patreon. That's patreon.com/thegorge, where for just $3 a month, you gain access to all of our bonus content. Everything from, podcasts about Type Moon to Transformers, to early access to our TTRPG series, The Reboot. All of that is just $3 a month at patreon.com/thegorge. Also, it gets you pictures of my dog, which is the most important part of joining the Patreon. So yeah,
you also get early access to our live stream playthrough of Ace Attorney Investigations 2 and LA Noire when I remember to upload those videos to the Patreon. We ever go back to those?
Yeah, it's fine.
People on the Discord, if you're listening to this, remind me to put that on Patreon so that you can actually get your money's worth for that.
I will remind you.
I won't, because I'll forget immediately.
Yes.
It's okay. All that and more, patreon.com/thegorge. That was an easy ad read for once. Hey, it's a roundup episode, right?
Yes, it is. Okay. We're finally back to just doing regular roundups for the first time in... I don't think we've done one since last year.
Yeah, that's good. That's fine by me. That's fine. Video game news can be really depressing these days, so I don't mind.
Yeah.
That's right.
We did one in March, that's right. But it was a nicer one. But yeah, but still, it's been a while.
One. Yeah, it's been a hot minute. Roundups mostly exist to talk about what we've been up to.
Yeah.
And the whole reason this roundup exists is because Ben wants me to talk about what I've been up to. Motherfucker.
You like Batman, don't you, Sarah?
I hate you so much. I should just kill myself. Somebody put me in front of a firing squad. It's so embarrassing. There's nothing more embarrassing in the world than being like a certified grade A Western comics hater, right? For like 30-something years of your life, just being like, I don't know, dog. It's not my thing. And then you spend a couple of months watching like the fucking DCAU, and you can like feel your brain being actively cooked in real time, and suddenly you're like, fuck, I gotta read some Batman comics to like fix this.
You would... okay, Sarah, I do actually have a quick question. How many lights do you see right now?
There are 3 lights.
Are you entirely sure that there are only 3 lights? Could there perhaps be a different number of lights?
The thing that I find most curious about it, though, by the way, for one thing, is that there's part of me that's like, yes, fucking finally, I've trapped her, I've tricked her into this. It was a long game that took me, how long have we been friends? 18 years?
Longer than 18 years, almost 20 years, yeah.
To be like, finally, you're trapped in my web. But also, in the time we've known each other, you've probably heard me complain about comics 70% more than I've talked about how much I like comics.
I know.
She's aware of how it looks too.
Yeah, no, that's the embarrassing part, right? This is the shame, is the fact that, again, certified Western comic book hater. And then I spent a little too long watching a couple of cartoons, and now my brain is boiled. It's bad. It's really bad. Because the biggest thing, I mean, we talked about my having played Fallout New Vegas, and I still want to do those episodes at some point, but but in between then and now, I have not done anything super new, except for the fact that I have watched a lot of the DCAU since then. Because we were going through Batman and Superman at a pretty reasonable clip, right? Like a couple episodes a week type shit, right? Just, anytime we're bored and sitting around, it's like, hey, eating dinner. It's like, hey, do you want to watch some Batman or some Superman? It's like, heck yeah, sure, let's watch some Batman or some Superman. And then we got the Batman Beyond, which I really like a lot. And it was like, no, even in when I should be doing other things, I'd rather be watching Batman, which is what happened. So we fucking chewed through Beyond. That show is really good still. It's crazy. Okay. 2 things. 1, it's crazy that they basically canned OG Batman for Batman Beyond because they're like, we want a version of Batman that's like a teenager. And Bruce Timm was like, what the fuck do you mean you want a version of Batman who's a teenager?
Right.
And then they made the best Spider-Man cartoon ever made, hands down. And then 2, they're like, we want to be more kid-friendly. And there's a lot of not very kid-friendly things in Batman Beyond. It kind of owns. Terry has the craziest body count of like any children's cartoon. And it's never his fault because it's a children's cartoon. Right? Most of these bad guys do it to themselves. But I mean, still, most of these motherfuckers end up dead.
I mean, we live in America, Sarah. There's nothing more child-friendly than murder.
That's true.
The Bruce Timm method, especially for like Beyond and even a lot of Justice League, was go too far.
Right.
And then the executives would say, no, you can't do that. And then they would scale back to what they wanted to do in the first place.
The anti-Todd Howard method.
The graphic designer method. Yeah, absolutely. That's just what any graphic designer worth their salt does.
That's also famously what the creature concept artist for Morrowind did to Todd Howard constantly, where he'd draw the thing he wanted to do, and then draw a boring version, and then a really extreme version, and then show Todd the boring version, the extreme version, be like, I kind of prefer the extreme version. What do you think, Todd? He's like, I don't know, can you like do something kind of in the middle there? He's like, oh, you mean like this? And then it produces the one he actually wanted to do, and Todd's like, yeah, exactly like that.
It also reminds me a lot of Alex Hirsch talking about Gravity Falls, being like, as long as you don't actually show a corpse, you can do a lot of things.
You can do so much. It's crazy. We watched all of Batman Beyond. That show is really good. It's really obvious they kind of just canned it very abruptly in its 3rd season because it just kind of ends. Like, it doesn't have like a finale. Right? It just kind of ends. But that's fine because then we got to watch Return of the Joker, which is so goddamn good. It makes me mad.
The more I think about it, the more I think Return of the Joker is the best Batman movie.
It's crazy how good it is. Because one, it's crazy that I think I like it more than Mask of the Phantasm, and I really like Mask of the Phantasm, like a lot. That movie's really, really good. And I like Phantasm a lot because it's just like 70% of it is just a bog standard noir movie about like a guy who's in love and then it turns out the chick he's in love with is a murderer. Like, that's the plot of Mask of the Phantasm if you take out all the Batman stuff, right?
Right.
And that's just a fucking noir movie, right? Like, that's Double Indemnity in a way.
Right.
Which is a great movie. And even then, I still think I like Return of the Joker more, despite how much I like Phantasm. And it's just because, and I've talked about this a couple times already, but I gotta get it out of my system at least one more time. Return of the Joker is really smartly scripted. And it's kind of crazy. It is 75 minutes long. It's not even official feature length. A feature length movie is 90 minutes bare minimum, right? That's what's considered feature length. This is not even a feature length movie, and it is more tightly and smartly scripted than movies 3 times its length, right? Like, every single scene is, I mean, it's just really, it's a very brisk story, right? But it tells you everything it wants you to know. It doesn't waste any of your time. If you wanted to push it to feature length and add an extra 15 minutes, I literally don't know what you would add that would not make it feel bloated, right?
Right.
Like,
no, I agree. I've seen this movie well over a dozen times.
And it's so good. It is absurdly beautifully animated. Like, it is so gorgeous, it makes me angry. Just because, like, oh, it could just always be like this. And they keep making these DC animated movies in fucking 2026. They all look awful. They don't have the same kind of like clarity of action that this movie has.
Yeah.
It's just gorgeous. I mean, it's TMS. It's Tokyo Movie Shueisha, I think is the
I think that's right.
abbreviation.
Yeah.
And they've done all kinds of things. They do like Lupin movies and stuff like that, right? It's just really good. I don't know. It's like a thing that it's kind of even hard to articulate unless you watch it, in which case Saturn, I would watch. I know you have not seen this movie. I will watch Return of the Joker.
I've seen the movie just a very, very, very long time ago.
Okay,
Return of the Joker is a lot like Transformers 86, where you can just put it. You can just put it on.
You can just put it on, but unlike Transformers 86, which is kind of dumb and meandering, and is like you couldn't put Return of the Joker on in the background at a bar. I think it would bum everybody out. Right?
Probably. I mean,
like,
now I will say I do have to give something Transformers 1986. You could definitely improve Return of the Joker by having Weird Al in it.
That's correct. If there's one thing that, I mean, I haven't watched all of the DCA, so maybe I'm wrong. The one thing the DCAU does not have that I think is missing out is appearance by Weird Al Yankovic.
I mean, fuck. Justice League Unlimited has so many goddamn characters. He might be in there. Who knows?
Okay. I know he plays Darkseid in the Teen Titans Go cartoon.
That's so funny.
Oh, I'm gonna make a bold proposal. You know that Batman reboot movie they did with Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
Right? They make Batman 2, and Weird Al is in it as the Riddler.
Great.
But the Riddler was already in the first movie.
I don't fucking know. I haven't seen it. Recast him. Replace him with someone cooler than whoever they had.
Oh, that's right. Paul Dano is the
Riddler.
Fuck Paul Dano. Get him out of here.
No,
replace him with Weird Al Yankovic.
You know who Weird Al should be? Is not the Joker, but the Trickster.
I don't fucking know who that is.
Sarah, you've seen the Trickster. He's in he's in Batman. He's the green yellow-skinned guy.
Oh, he's the knockoff Joker character.
Yeah.
Who looks like he jumped out of an episode of Freakazoid. I do know.
Weird Al deserves more dignity than being given some fucking schmo who they have lying around.
Who was the yellow-skinned guy?
That was the Trickster.
No, the Trickster's a different guy. He's a Flash villain.
No, but I know who you're talking about. The one who is like a fucking...
He looks like the Joker, but he's like a...
yellow skin, and he's like a
the Creeper.
Or something. The Creeper,
Okay. How about, can we give him Man-Bat?
Yes.
Ooh.
I think we should give him Man-Bat. That's fine by me.
Yeah.
Man-Bat can have curly hair. It's chill. But yeah, no. That, I just... It's so
Return of the Joker's so fucking good.
It's so fucking good. It's so smart. The whole final bit where you get Terry getting to just like laugh at the Joker and you realize that this is like the best characterization, and they kind of do it a little bit in like Batman the Animated Series, but the movie, like Return of the Joker, plays into it really hard, is my favorite character trait to give the Joker, which is you can dish it out, but you can't take it. Right?
Absolutely.
It's such a good character thing for a villain like that, to just be like, oh yeah, you like being the funny guy when you're the funny guy, but if somebody's laughing at you, it pisses you off. And like the whole final confrontation with like Terry is really good, and like you really get his voice actor just having a blast. Yeah.
There's a shot that I think about, like ever since I saw it, I think about it constantly, is when Terry's like in the shadows in the rafters, and he's kind of giving that really dark monologue, like that really low tone of his voice, and the Joker's trying to find him, and then you see the light from the laser beam creeping into the windows and illuminating him.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. It's crazy. It's like a Batman movie that involves a fucking orbital laser, and that should be so corny, but like it works so well. I don't know. It's just really good. What a great movie.
It's God, that fucking the minute when Terry was like, "Wait, I like to talk too."
I like to talk.
You're just like,
where he realizes he's the fuck. He's like, it's that moment where he realizes he's a Spider-Man, right?
Yeah,
and
it's what convinced people where it's like, you swap Peter Parker and Bruce Wayne's rogues galleries. Who comes out on top? And Spider-Man takes it easily because he would trash the Joker in an instant.
Trash these guys, absolutely. He dog walks the Joker and it rules.
Like he already fights a Joker, and that Joker throws pumpkin bombs and rides around on a glider.
Yeah.
Well, have we considered giving the Joker access to pumpkin bombs and a glider?
Peter would still dog walk him.
The thing is, and like that's the thing, is that it's not just that like Batman Beyond is not just like, oh, Batman is now a 16-year-old kid whose father figure was killed, in a crime, and he feels responsible for it, so he's a Spider-Man. No, his primary villain, the guy who killed his dad, is a green skull-faced guy who throws green fire. Yeah, and he's like a rich CEO asshole, and you're like, it's not even subtle.
You're not even.
They're trying.
He fights the evil Fantastic Four in one episode.
He fights the evil Fantastic Four, but it's just 3 guys because they smartly roll. They smartly roll Johnny and the Thing into one guy. Yeah, right, which is cool. It whips.
It's so good.
It's a really good show.
I am still stuck on the thing you mentioned earlier of them pivoting to that because they wanted a more child-friendly Batman cartoon, and just thinking like Bruce Timm just like, well, we got a problem with that, which is, first of all, I'm still here.
Yeah. Step 1, you have to fire me first. Bruce Timm, the ultimate flirting versus sexual harassment vis-a-vis him and Rick Berman, right?
Uh-huh.
A man who knows exactly what he's about when it comes to his taste in women, and every single female character in a Bruce Timm joint is a banger. They're all good. Like, the original ones kick ass. Bruce Timm came up with Harley Quinn, right?
Yeah, the flirting versus harassment is Bruce Timm going, I think I'm going to put a woman in a skin-tight spandex bodysuit and nothing else. Everyone's like, fuck yeah, dude, that sounds great. And then when Rick Berman does it, he's like, dude, we need you to stop making Star Trek immediately.
You need to go away right now. Leave 7 of 9 alone, please.
Bruce Timm invented Harley Quinn, which is both a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
I choose to believe it as a blessing.
It was a blessing for a really long time, and recently it's been more of a curse.
It's fine. We go through ebbs and flows.
It's not Bruce Timm or Harley Quinn's fault that the people who really like DC Cinematic Universe and Marvel Cinematic Universe in the year of our Lord 2009 to 2020 whatever are statistically more likely to be colossal chuds.
That's correct.
Yeah.
It's it's not Bruce Timm's fault. Bruce Timm,
Suicide Squad Harley Quinn is not Bruce Timm's fault.
No, and I like Margot Robbie, but
I like Margot Robbie. I just mean like in terms of the aesthetics of that first movie and like the clothes they're putting her in and shit like that.
Specifically, the pink and blue dyed hair Harley Quinn has been a curse.
It's so corny. I hate it. But no, like Bruce Timm was like, no, she has to be a hot clown girl. Like 100%, she's got to wear the Harlequin outfit. But she's just got to have personality for days. And speaking of that, and Return the Joker, it's crazy to me that the DDs are only in one thing because the DDs are so good.
How
does he do it? Oh, good.
Keep watching.
I'm really looking forward to the epilogue part.
Not epilogue. There's a much better Terry appearance in Justice League Unlimited later on.
Other than epilogue?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes, he shows up. He shows up earlier than that. So cool. Good.
Excellent. Because the DDs kick ass. They're such a good design.
Yeah.
And it just feels like, I don't know.
See,
the movie. The thing is that the movie, it feels like such a shame that those guys weren't your primary Jokers for the whole Batman Beyond, right?
The problem with that is that they're too cool and the Jokers have to suck.
Yeah, the Jokers do have to suck, right? That's the whole thing.
The whole point is that the greatest monster Gotham has ever known has been reduced to a bunch of punk ass kids smashing mailboxes.
That's fair. But the DDs are so good. I love their design. I love how they're animated.
Did you get the joke at the very end?
Of course, that's Harley.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I knew as soon as she opened her mouth that was oh my god, what's Harley's voice actress?
Arlene Sorkin.
Arlene Sorkin, yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as she opened her mouth, I was like, I get it. That's good.
Yeah.
Great
You
movie.
gotta love when you're a voice actor and you get stuck voicing a character with a name that sounds kind of similar to yours.
I feel like that was probably intentional.
It might have been, yeah.
I recall Left 4 Dead 2 and Rochelle's voice actress being a woman called named Rochelle. And it's like, how do you land on that? You know?
Yeah, crazy
That's
serendipity.
Kismet.
I feel like it probably. I mean, knowing Bruce Timm, and I don't know like the origins of Harley as a character, but I feel like he designed Harley and then settled on the name Harleen because he specifically was like, well, this is a character who should be voiced by Arlene Sorkin, right?
Yeah.
That would be funny.
And then he worked backwards to the name Harleen Quinzel, right? Which makes sense.
Yeah. I think she was originally just supposed to be like a one-off. Like she was supposed to be just like, just a random side henchman that the Joker can bounce off of.
There is actually. Oh, it's not for Harleen. It's for Harley for the name. They are something about the name, like the origin of the name Harley Quinn, which is literally just Paul Dini. Like, well, I mean, all the other Batman character names are puns, so there you go.
And I hate to always like attribute it to Bruce Timm because Paul Dini
does a lot of work too. Yeah.
He does a lot of work. I mean, again, he literally married Zatanna. He just married a Zatanna cosplayer, aka somebody who cosplays his character, his ideal woman. He got to marry a Zatanna cosplayer, and they're perfectly happy together. So I can't always give it to Bruce Timm. It's also that Paul Dini is a genius, and they work together extremely well. But yeah, no, I have been extremely enjoying all of my time with the DCAU. I gotta say though, the first season, we're in the first season of Justice League now. Man, that's just boring as fuck, y'all.
It takes a little while.
I know it takes a while to find its legs.
Yeah, first season of Justice League has a lot of. I would say they're not necessarily bad, but they're kind of like they're not utilizing the series the way that like Batman and Superman did.
Right.
Like they're not capitalizing on. We get to reinvent all these characters now. Yeah,
it's just very. I mean, it's not bad. It's just kind of dull, and it's perfectly watchable and even occasionally good, but.
I do have some additional information for Harley Quinn. Two, they're funny. The first is about the origin of her name, the actual name. Her full name is established to be Harleen Frances Quinzel. Harleen Frances was taken from Sorkin's first and middle name, Arlene Frances.
Yeah,
Arlene is literally named after Arlene Sorkin. Quinzel
sense.
Apparently comes from one of Denis' former college instructors, whose last name was Quenzel.
Great.
Oh, okay.
The other fun thing is that apparently Bruce Timm originally didn't want to bring her back and had to be convinced. Because Paul Denis was very like, we got to have more Harley Quinn, and then Bruce Timm was originally like, no, Joker having like a girl goon around is going to make him seem too humanized and less of like an insane psychopath actual threat. But then literally everybody who worked on the show wanted to do more episodes with Harley Quinn, and he's sort of like, well, okay,
well, fine,
well, all right,
all right, that's fair. And I mean, he's kind of like, if it hadn't been handled better, he would have been right. But the fact that he's so shitty to Harley, despite her being like functionally the perfect woman, is what makes it work. So it's fine. And also, if you don't have Harley, you don't have the best episode of Batman the Animated Series, which is Harley's Harley Takes a Holiday, right? Is that the name of that episode? It's the Harley centric episode where she tries to go good and it all goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
It's a really good one. It's probably my favorite one, and you can't have that without Harley being a main character, so it works out. It's fine. I'm super normal about all of it. I'm really enjoying myself, and now I can feel myself becoming more and more mentally ill as I watch more DC cartoons. And I'm like, well, shit. Now I'm pestering everybody I know who likes comic books to be like, hey, can I get some recommendations?
What are the good ones?
What are the good ones? And also, I need every single piece of comic book that was drawn by Dan Mora.
God, he's so good, isn't he?
He's so good. He's so good. He's so smart. Yeah. Unfortunately. So, there's no hope for me. It's so embarrassing. This all just goes back to the fact that this is like this is my most embarrassing character arc of all time. Mm-hmm. Of just having to make peace with myself and the fact that I really need more Batman. Fucking Batman of all things, right? Like, how shameful.
Like, you're not even like, oh, I'm really into like an obscure B-lister pick, like a kind of cool character that no one would expect. You're Batman.
It's Batman.
Oh, what's that Tumblr post about finding the 2025 Superman actor attractive? Wow, do you want a medal? Should we tell everybody that you find him attractive?
Hear me out, and it's a fucking marching band. Come on, I should be killed. It's so embarrassing.
I forgot that's where I got that from. Fuck, I keep saying I should be killed a lot lately. I forgot it was from that.
It's from that post.
I mean, I don't know. I get it. I think of like the. I mean, irrespective of any like. Not my type, let's say, for the most part, but like irrespective of any other considerations for like the major heroes, I think Batman's probably my favorite as well.
He's cool.
I think it's just like I mean, it's less about like he's got a fun rogues gallery, and like I think for me it's mostly that because he's like a unpowered hero that the like action stuff's a little more down to earth by it has to be. You don't get to have and I was gonna say, you don't get to have the story where Batman's like shooting lasers out of his eyes out of a galactic space guy, but which is to say, that story probably exists, and I can guarantee that it's bad.
Yeah. The funniest part of any given episode of Justice League is the fact that Batman can't fly, but is always clowning on the rest of the Justice League by being the coolest guy in the room.
Like, I'm not one to talk. If I had to if I had to pick a favorite DC superhero, it would be Batman.
It'd be Batman. Unfortunately, it would be Batman. I hate it. He's cool. He's cool. I'm sorry. He's really cool. I hate it. Trust me. It's very, very embarrassing to be me right now. Every now and then, Oates is not here, but every now and then she will just hear me howl from the next room. I'm so annoying because I'm like annoyed by myself about all of this.
It would be different if you came on the podcast and you were like, man, I'm getting really into Deadshot lately.
Right, that would make more sense and sound more correct. But no,
because then you're like
Batman.
You're like, oh, I only have let me look here, 15 issues worth of material to be obsessed with.
Right, that's correct. But no, I have oh my god,
this cashier is his lady love out there.
Yeah, we can hear Cash. Rare guest appearance from Cash.
He's 2 rooms over. That's how loud he can be sometimes. No, it's so embarrassing. I really truly hate myself for this one.
How you like an Arkham Asylum, by the way?
I haven't had a chance to play much of it, only because, one, I've been busy with other stuff and just kind of life. So I haven't had a chance to go fiddle with, like, getting the advanced settings thing set up. Because I did start to play it and I really enjoyed it, but unfortunately, I have a 4K TV, and when I set the game to 4K, I could not read anything on my screen. I couldn't read any of the subtitles anymore.
I did see there might be a makeshift workaround you can do. Where there's an upscale texture pack you can mod in, and then you can just bump the resolution down to like 1080.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Okay. I might do that because I do want to play it.
Look, if you're like, I really liked the DCAU and I want something that's similar to that experience, but like a bit more edge, then Arkham Games is
it's fun. I mean, it's literally Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy again, right? Like, of course, you're gonna go in for that alone.
It is funny, like it probably hits you a little bit harder because you just came from it, but like going back and watching like early Batman animated series clips and then watching clips of like the Arkham games and hearing how old Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy are.
Yeah, it's so sad. I can't. Nope, I can't think of Kevin Conroy for more than like 15 seconds before going.
I know.
I can't stand it. I can't bear it. He's just so good. The reason everybody is still like obsessed with Kevin Conroy is because literally nobody else can do it, man.
Yeah, no one else did it like him.
Nobody else can do it.
There are definitely other good Batman voice actors.
Sure.
But like Kevin Conroy just took that character and like locked it in forever.
Cause like there's this concept of like actors who are good Batmen but not good Bruce Waynes and vice versa. Right?
Yeah.
That's a very common thing that people talk about a lot. Because they're like, George Clooney is a really good Bruce Wayne, but not a very believable Batman, if that makes sense, right? But like Kevin Conroy is so good at both sides. He because like he's doing different voices for Batman and Bruce Wayne, right?
Right.
But he's not doing dumb gravel voice like in the fucking Christopher Nolan movies.
Right.
It's literally like two different people. He's the only one who gets it, that like you're playing two completely different people.
Well, you know who else gets it? Is Terry McGinnis' voice actor.
Terry McGinnis' voice actor is really, really good at it too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
He just adds that little bit of edge, a little bit of bring it down a little bit.
Will Friedle?
Will Friedle, yeah.
Yeah, Will Friedle is really good at it. But like Kevin Conroy just got it, man. He just plays those two characters completely differently without having to lean super hard into like a very forced gravelly voice, right? Like he just kind of understood the assignment, and nobody does it as good, and he brings so much like affection and warmth and all that stuff, and you're just like, oh my god, Kevin Conroy. Yeah, so that's all I got. Yeah. I could probably keep talking. I just could keep talking about Return of the Joker forever. There's so many little specific scenes in it.
We should do a takeout of Return of the Joker, just for funsies.
It would just be me howling for 75 minutes at the good ass animation. And like the smart writing and all that shit. But fuck yeah, I'll do a take. Yeah. Oh, put a gun to my head and make me watch Return of the Joker again.
Oh no. What's next? We'll take out Speed Racer.
I guess because I guess because I've already watched it once, I can talk over it. But like, I would just embarrass myself for 75 minutes, right? Just hooting and hollering.
I think that's the holy trinity of movies for me that I could just put on at any time. It's Transformers 86, Speed Racer, and Return of the Joker.
That's such a good trinity. That's a really good. Absolutely.
Fuck it, I'm always in the mood for that. What do you like? Anytime.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck, shit, maybe, sure, why not? I'll watch that movie again. Fuck, okay.
Batman's cool. Batman's cool.
That way I can like at least get more of my absolute fucking Bruce Wayne derangement syndrome out of my system.
It's kind of like what I talked about with like Wolverine a while back, where it's like you take it for granted, but then you really think about it and you're like, man, no, everyone's right.
Really cool. It pisses me off. I hate it.
You're like, is Batman like overplayed? Like, is it like, is it like too much Batman? And you're like, no, he kind of is that cool.
He actually is that guy. Like, he really is that guy, right? He's him.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off. It makes me so mad. Like, that's just all it boils down to.
Like, if this...
I'm just constantly getting annoyed at myself. I'm watching fucking Justice League. I'm like, that's my boyfriend. And then I'm like, you're talking about Batman!
You're like, it's
Grow
like...
up!
It's like if this attention was maybe poured onto, like, the Green Arrow, you'd be like, not him. That's...
No.
You're kind of pushing this character a bit.
I feel like it is only possible to like Green Arrow if you are a strictly heterosexual woman.
I don't know. Or you're just like the most communist of all time.
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, I can only like other characters like that.
I mean, I don't mean like like whether you respect him. I mean
Sure.
like whether or not you think like the one DC hero I want to fuck, definitely the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
The problem is Black Canary can fight.
Yeah, she can. She will beat your ass. Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm sorry. My cryptic warnings for the past 20 years did nothing to you, and you still got pulled into the siren's trap.
I still got caught.
Now look, all you need to do to detox is you just need to get back to Zeta. And there's a different guy who will make you insane in different ways there.
Oh, the Zeta Project, the DCAU short-lived series?
No, Ben.
No. Yeah, no, here, it's fucking, Saturn, let me switch from Bruce Wayne to Char Aznavour. I'm sure that's like fucking, oh no, I'm dying of cyanide poisoning. Here, real quick, let me drink this bleach.
That's a lateral move.
Well, it can't hurt at that point. Look, maybe you drink the bleach and it makes you throw up the cyanide you ingested.
I mean, you're not wrong. Shit, fuck.
No, I mean, if you really want to break the curse, I mean, you're gonna have to start watching like Beware the Batman.
No, I want good things in my life. I don't want bad.
Oh, well, don't watch Zeta Gundam.
I just want good things in my life. Yeah. Fucking Batman. You know how mad I am about this? I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoying. It's fine.
It's fine. Don't worry. He is that cool. It's respectable.
That's fucking bullshit. You watch Justice League, like, shit, he's so cool.
Did you get to the episode where he's falling and he's like, Batman to all points, I need some air support since I can't fly?
I haven't gotten to that one yet. It's so good.
The thing is despite what the whole crux of Return of the Joker is, animated DCAU Batman is funny.
He's funny. He's got good jokes.
He's got a bit every so often.
Every now and then he cracks a joke and you're just like, fuck yeah, man. I literally don't think I have anything else to talk about. I just had to get that out of my system, and I could probably keep going.
My only resounding thing is that I want to see them do Batman stuff with that tokusatsu inspired design more. I don't know what. Just like I want to see. I want to see that in like a movie or a video game or something. It makes me really happy.
Cool.
God, that'd be cool.
I think a lot since I started watching Batman Beyond about the Batman Beyond movie they pitched and didn't get picked up.
Oh, the Spider-Verse style one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, one day, David Zaslav, you're gonna have to face God.
He's
gonna be a Batman fan, and he's gonna be fucking pissed.
The only problem with that would have been the fact that they would have to figure out how to do his mask in 3D.
Honestly, truly, that is one of the hardest things because, like, it is genuinely the only time the thing about the Batman Beyond suit is that it literally only works in Batman Beyond.
It's true.
Because even in other comic book art, the reason it only works in Batman Beyond is because Batman Beyond is using super harsh cell shadows because it's a cartoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can do the thing where the Beyond suit has that really dramatic shading cut out. Like he's almost always kind of got like an edge lighting thing going on where like the outside edges of the suit are more of a light gray or like a dark gray, and then the interior edges of the suit are black, and that's what creates those shapes that makes it so like perfect.
Right.
So like even when they try to render the suit in other comics and stuff, like another 2D medium, it doesn't work unless you specifically do the thing where the center of the suit is completely blacked out. And I have seen a couple comic artists who have done that, and it works. Like, I think I've seen a Dan Mora, speaking of which, the GOAT, drawing of the suit where he does that in his own art style, and it looks really good. Like, that is the only way you can do it, because any other kind of rendering that gives it like a physical 3D kind of element doesn't work. It just looks wrong, because you have to have that flat, full black, right?
I think you can do that in 3D for a movie, because here's the thing. Just doing the harsh black shading, like, specific to that model, and then, like, the rim light thing such that, like, the center of the face is always perfectly black itself is not, like, too complicated. Obviously, the hard part is the face. And I think straight up for a Spider-Verse style movie, what you do is you do not actually model the facial expressions, you draw them frame by frame.
Absolutely.
Ooh, yeah, that would work.
Because you could just literally paint the white eyes and white mouth over the frame and like have it match the trajectory or whatever. It would look good.
I want to show you both really quickly the failure of attempting to create a 3D version of the Batman Beyond suit. Because it's one of the alternate suits in Arkham City.
Oh, no.
Don't tell me that.
Oh, it looks so bad.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
This looks like a guy from Venture Brothers.
Yeah, it looks so bad. Like, it just doesn't work. It has to be so much more. Like, the rendered mouth is what fucks it up. Because, like, I understand spiritually that you can see Terry's mouth when he talks in the cartoon as Batman. Like, I get that, but like, that's just there because it's a cartoon. If you're gonna do like a 3D version of the Beyond suit, it has to be like mouthless, right?
I think if you do like an actual, like a photorealistic 3D or like live action version of that, the suit, the hat, the cowl itself has to be just completely solid, and like the eyes and mouth are like, they do the thing where it's LEDs from inside, right?
Absolutely.
Like, that's the only way.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it just looks wrong. No, impossible to render suit, but I think they could do it. I think if you were doing like a Batman, like a Spider-Verse style, like art style kind of look, where it's very graphic and very like cartoony on top of 3D models, you can pull it off. You just have to kind of keep certain things in mind.
You'd have to, you'd almost have to render him like they did Hobie.
Yeah,
you know, where they like they give him a bespoke art style to go with the to make that work. Because like the mouth and the eyes are an abstraction, a lot like when Spider-Man's eyes, like the mask eyes, move. Like, it's an abstraction because it's a cartoon medium, and you need to find some way to create expressions on an expressionless face.
Right.
You know, I forgot they did actually successfully render this in 3D. Oh, this was really recent.
What is it?
They put him in Fortnite.
Did they?
Really?
As of like December of last year. Ooh, like very recent. See? I'll send you, because it's like, it's in 3D, and you know what? It looks accurate.
Yeah, see, this is what you want.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
That's exactly what you want. You just want it to be very sharp and graphic.
Yeah, stylized, yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good Joker design too. Fuck, I gotta read.
Yeah, Joker Beyond is really good. The solid like suit. And the slicked back hair, so good.
It here. I hate that back.
Okay, I want to say one more thing, because this picture has it in here, and I really, really like it. One of the things I've always loved about Batman Beyond is that Terry has two styles of batarangs.
Yeah, me too. It's really cool.
He's got the little wrist disc shoot thing here, and then he can like create the cool like axe shaped one.
The one thing that I do have a problem with is that later stuff in the show and into the movie. Okay, so one of the things I like about early Batman Beyond is that his wings are glider wings. They come out underneath the arm. They're like the Spider-Man webbing, right? Because again, he's a spider. He's Spider-Man. So his wings are glider wings that are attached from the wrist under the armpit, and then they fold up when he's done with them, right?
Right.
In later things, they become an extra part of the suit that pops out of the back and are actual wings. And I don't like it as much. It doesn't look as cool.
Yeah, it's not as
too many
unique.
moving parts. It's not as elegant as just the glider wings. It's a small thing, but it even shows up in Return of the Joker as like normal ass wing. And I get why. It's because the way the Batsuit in Beyond is designed, you can do child-friendly gore because it's got the cool circuitry underneath the like base layer of the suit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you tear off top layers of the suit, you get the cool circuitry. So you can have moments where bad guys tear off Batman's wings, and that shit looks cool as hell, right? It's child-friendly gore, I get it. But it's just neater to have it be glider wings, right?
Yeah.
But that's it. That's like my one little baby beef with fucking Batman Beyond, a show that is otherwise really fucking good.
Right.
At basically every turn. We didn't even talk about the fact that Terry is a girly. I love Terry McGinnis. He's such a good kid. Bruce Wayne doesn't deserve him as like his protege. Terry is too good for this world. He's too good for Gotham. Nobody deserves him. He's such a good kid. It's really funny. Just the way things turned out. I don't know. Maybe Bruce Timm is a genius. All of Terry's close friends are girls. Right?
That's another Spider-Man thing.
I guess so. You're right.
Like
yeah.
I've thought about this. Like, I'm thinking like, who are Peter Parker's like common friends? And it's like Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy, Liz Allen.
Yeah.
And it's like, who's his male friends? Harry. Sometimes Flash.
That's it. Yeah, no, like Terry is always hanging out with either his girlfriend or Max or Chelsea. And you're like, oh, so he's like a girly. He just hangs out with girls and it's fine. And nobody makes a big deal out of it. I love that for him. Mm-hmm. I love that Terry McGinnis just gets to be a girly. Good for him, right?
Yeah.
He's just a good kid.
He's kind of got that 90s alt girl swag, you know, with that haircut and everything.
Yeah, no, great design on Terry also. Like the jacket, and he looks so good. He looks so cool.
He's just cool. It's just good. I really fucking Batman. So I have a Pusheen stress ball that I've just been like abusing while we've been recording this whole segment, just like tossing it around my room because I'm annoyed that I like Batman. God.
Is there a Batman Pusheen?
I'm sure there is.
I would love that. Are you kidding me?
Online.
I would need that shit.
I'm not saying you have to watch all of it, but you should watch some of Brave and the Bold because it is just a delightful romp.
I probably will watch some of Brave and the Bold. I am me, and after a certain point, you just embrace it. You're just an edgy girl, So I'm like, I would just rather watch other things and read, read the comics. But I will probably watch some of Brave and the Bold for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
it's nothing official, by the way, tragic. But there is this.
Let me see. That's correct. Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So I am really looking forward to Unlimited. Because like Justice League is good, but it is
Unlimited is where it really kind of I feel like it finds what it wanted to be originally.
Yeah.
Which is just like, hey, we have access to all these characters. Let's do stuff with them. And also Unlimited is where the Question shows up. And the Question is best character. One of the best fucking characters ever.
Yeah, no, understandable.
Oh, hey.
I am really looking forward to it.
Oh, what's this? You watched a lot of Star Trek. Maybe you might be missing your good friend Jeffrey Combs. Well, here he is.
Right.
And he's playing a character with a name that has Q in it.
It's so good. Yeah. I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Maybe. Who knows? I might talk more about it later.
Well, I have a feeling we'll be talking a lot about Batman because I'm also looking at those suggestions people are sending you, and I'm like writing them down. Like, yes, I should get that. Oh, that's where that issue comes from. Okay, I need to pick that up.
I should also read this. Blah, blah, blah.
I was like, you know what? I didn't actually buy the first 2 volumes of Absolute Batman. I need to get those.
Yeah, I am gonna probably. So I mentioned in chat. The first thing I'm going to read, because I've literally never read it, is Dark Knight Returns. And everybody who I've asked for recommendation, everybody's like everybody I have asked for recommendations has been like, yes, I know Frank Miller is insane, but Dark Knight Returns really is him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody
It really
just
is that good, yeah.
It's just that good. I'm like, all right, fine. So Dark Knight Returns is first.
I think literally the only Batman I've ever read was The Killing Joke.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Killing Joke is iconic for a reason.
I don't think I even read it because it was Batman. I think I read it because it was Alan Moore.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Was not supposed to be canon.
Well,
But,
It got a little too iconic for its own good. Sorry, Alan Moore.
And Oracle is cool, so, it all worked out.
Oracle is cool, so it all worked out. But
I'm noticing a trend of Batman of, like, we have this character who we brought just around, like, this girl who's just, like, around for this arc. Like, she's not that important. Or it's like, okay, but what if she's around more? Please.
Yeah, I don't know. I have weird feelings about Killing Joke and I know that Alan Moore did not intend for Killing Joke to become canon. I have weird feelings about it because of, like, I mean, it's about Barbara Gordon, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like about, it's not, no, it's a little too heavy to talk about in the fucking gorge, but it's about a lot of, violence against women, and that's Alan Moore's thing, of which I have complicated feelings about.
Yeah.
You see my feelings about fucking Fallout New Vegas. Another thing I like a lot, but sometimes I'm just like, God, calm down. So, and like the fact that he never intended for it to be canon, he just wanted to be kind of a dark Batman story, right? That's fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do know that I think, despite my love, the fact that I would let Bruce Timm do nearly anything. The one thing I won't let him do is stop canonizing Bruce and Barbara. Have you lost your mind?
God, it's the one thing that keeps him from being like the Batman's real dad, The
thing, I don't, there's been a thing of a lot these days about, like, relationship dynamics in fictional content, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about the age gap. One, he's not that much older than her.
Yeah, like he's like in his
he's like in his 30s and she's like in her 20s, right?
Yeah.
Who cares? I'm a girly. I get it.
Yeah.
It's the fact that she's fucking his best friend. Wait, his two best friends, either daughter or girlfriend, and you're gonna go fuck Barbara Gordon. Mm-hmm. I guess it's fine. I mean, like, I hate it.
I feel like that's Bruce Timm channeling his love of, like,
redheads.
Specifically of, like, 1980s B-grade exploitation movies that are all about, like, kind of scrungly older guys having sex with a girl they know who's, like, 10 years younger than them and also kind of related to one of their best friends or something.
Right.
It's, to me, the other thing that really that not only, like, is it just like, Bruce, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I know Bruce is supposed to be kind of not an paragon of morals.
Sure.
But, like, that's not how you express that.
Okay. Because I do like the fact that DCAU Bruce is bad at everything that isn't being Batman, I don't necessarily hate it, mostly because it just doesn't work out. I think if it had worked out, it would have been one thing, but it doesn't work out, so it's actually kind of interesting. But they don't have any chemistry.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
The other problem is it's just kind of unmotivated and comes out of nowhere, and it's mostly because this is fucking, this is James Roberts writing all of his favorite ships into More Than Meets the Eye, but not nearly as good, right? It just kind of comes out of nowhere, and you're just like, oh, okay. But I don't mind the idea that DCAU Bruce Wayne is like the most self-sabotaging fuckhead in the world. I like those kind of characters, obviously. I think
it's fun to have a character who's an inherited billionaire who's like, well, I can afford lots of fun toys to, like, do cape shit with. And it's like, are you good at any other part of being, like, an adult? No, oh God, no.
Oh God, no. He's so bad at all of it, and, like, I think that
now you may ask yourself, stranger. Well, didn't you have, like, like role models to model your behavior in relationships off of? No, I didn't.
My parents died when I was 8 and I was raised by a 90-year-old butler.
Yeah.
Well, was he fucking nasty at least? And it's like,
yes,
no. And Batman's like, no. And he like looks pensive for a second. And he looks over at Alfred, and Alfred just kind of like waves his hands a little bit. Alfred's
like slowly nodding. You weren't there, Master Bruce.
You have no idea. The best parts of some of my favorite episodes of Batman the Animated Series is the fact that Alfred has a girlfriend. He just has a girlfriend, by the way. There's like 3 episodes of Batman the Animated Series that are about the fact that Alfred has like, you know, like a woman his age who's like more spunky and fun, and they get in trouble together. And it's like, oh, your grandpa has a girlfriend. That's fun. Good for him.
The other reason I don't like the whole Batman, the Bruce and Barbara thing is that it feels like something that a person who doesn't know about superheroes would do. Like people who like, it's like Superman and Wonder Woman to me.
Sure.
Where it's like, oh, you just think that because they're both the superheroes that they are together.
Right.
Like, it's like, oh, Batman and Batgirl must be a couple, right? That's how that works.
Bruce, it's Bruce Timm's one failing. It's his
it's
bad
his one
taste.
thing that he screwed up on.
You made the baddest, hottest Selena Kyle of all time, and you mean to tell me Bruce Wayne fumbled her? I'll kill you.
I can believe Bruce Wayne fumbled Selena Kyle.
Believe that, actually.
No, I always like that one reference thing for the comics where it's like when Bruce is fighting anyone else, like his jaw has to be outward and like very stern. But when Selena's around, like he like has to like tuck his chin in and be really shy.
I do like the idea of having a characterization of Bruce that is like indistinguishable from David Ashur from Of the Devil episode 1, where it's like literally every episode he is horribly butchering a date with like this or that person.
That's correct.
Like, who he chatted up once like off screen.
Yeah, absolutely. That's correct, characters.
Master Wayne, it appears you have dates with you have appointments with a Rachel, a Noelle, and a Jessica, all at 3 p.m. today. Oh no. Oh jeez.
Beans. Yeah. Batman, folks.
Welcome to hell, Sarah.
I really, really fucking hate myself for this one, folks. I've made a lot of poor decisions of things to like a lot in my life, but this one's really high up there. Oh well, I'm about to be redacted years old. I guess this is my fucking Batman arc. Oh well.
You're back at Batman Arkham.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna fucking institutionalize me before I'm done.
I don't think 29 is too late to start reading Batman.
Thank you, Saturn. You're so nice. I'm about to transition to referring to myself as 30 to 40 years old instead of 29. So, you know.
God, I need to get on that soon.
I think referring to myself as vaguely 30 to 40 years old works a lot better. So, you know.
I have a birthday coming up relatively soon. I should start referring to myself as 30 or 40 years old.
Yeah, I've been able to do that for a while now.
I am 30 to 40 years old, and I don't need this, right?
Yeah.
And this is
Batman.
Batman.
Well, said about 50% of Gotham's criminal organization.
That's correct.
It's not even like, oh, I'm obsessed with like Two-Face. It's Batman.
It's literally it's not like Nightwing or any of that shit. It's literally
it's just the one guy. It's just the guy.
It's literally just fucking Batman. It's just Batman. How embarrassing. How shameful. I should be shot. God almighty. Get me out of here! Why are we still talking about this?
I can talk about what I've been doing.
I've
been playing a fucking lot of Pokopia.
How's Pokopia treating you?
I'm so happy for you.
I'm so happy for you.
I think Pokopia could break you out of the Batman funk. Because
okay, Sarah, we're gonna fix you now. We're gonna take you into this video game that lets you build shacks.
Sarah,
and it's gonna reset your serotonin levels.
Sarah, what if Fallout 4 shack building had terraforming?
that idea. I love that idea.
Like,
sounds great.
And it's just Fallout with Pokemon. It's just shack building with Pokemon in it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's to the point where it's like you have to set up like specific little territories, like little habitats to recruit new Pokemon settlers to your camp. Like,
okay.
So it's like you'll find like sparkles on the ground. You'll go investigate them, and your Pokedex will be like, hey, you've found got an idea for a potential habitat, and it'll show you like if you place 4 flowers in front of a moss covered boulder, one of these 3 Pokemon will show up to that area later on.
Great.
And it's like you kind of get like an idea of like who wants to hang out where. Like if it's a water type, they'll want to be by the beach, or
sure.
like if it's like a rock type, like they'll want to be in a cave next to some moss.
There's one I saw. I watched the game very briefly. There's one I saw that I quite enjoyed, which is that someone found. It's like, oh, you could attract like a Raichu here, right, or like a Pikachu or Raichu. What do you need to do? It's like, well, I have this idea based on these buildings that are lying around. I think if I got like 2 or 3 tables and also a cash register, and then I provided electrical power to the cash register so it was on, it would be something called like a storefront, and I think Raichu would really like that.
Yeah, so some of them get really, really funny, where it's like, how do you recruit like a Hitmonchan to your settlement? Like, oh, find a wooden bench and a punching bag.
Okay.
So that the Hitmonchan has a place to sit down when it's done working out.
Okay.
And then sure enough, you come back an hour later and there's Hitmonchan working the bag.
Great.
It's so zen, because you go to there's like 4 or 5 major areas in the game. You just kind of basically, like, it's like a different biome. Like your standard one is like a plains. There's like a mountain range. There's a city like by the ocean, and there's like the peak of a mountain, like a higher up area.
Yeah.
And there's obviously different Pokemon that can come to each one based on whatever their region is. And it's this isn't a spoiler. It's post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
So you're going to a place that's like completely like there's still buildings, but they're all disheveled. All the roads are broken up and everything. So like, not only is that an urge of like, oh, I can build whatever I want. It's, oh, I can fix this.
Yeah, I can make things better by building shacks.
Yeah, you know how in Fallout 4, like when you first get to a new settlement, you're like, you do the thing where it's like, I'm gonna scrap all of the garbage that's literal, all the broken shit. I'm just gonna go around and do my chores and clean up.
Clean, yes.
And ooh, it feels so good to break down all the broken, busted things. And then like, now I have all these resources that I can use to build new things.
It is somewhat still funny to me, the idea that they did just go, yeah, no, this Pokemon game takes place after all humans have died.
Yeah,
humans.
They're not dead, but you'll.
Oh, sure, yeah, definitely.
It's sad, they're not going to kill off all the humans in this baby game for babies.
Why the fuck not?
I think they should.
It is like a little bit heartbreaking because all the Pokemon are dumb. They're all very stupid creatures, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
But all they do is wander around going, where did all the humans go? I bet if we built, like, the whole point is, I bet if we rebuild all of these structures, the humans will come back.
I see. Oh, damn. That's great.
Yeah.
That's so great. Hold on. Does Alakazam also think that's how that works?
Yes, because Alakazam, even though he has 5,000 IQ, when you recruit him, he has been meditating so long he forgot everything.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So he doesn't remember why the humans left.
That's perfect. Actually, I'm literally glad that they're like, no, yeah, don't worry, we have intercepted your one spot of like literally. No, this Pokemon explicitly has an IQ of 5,000. What do you mean it's stupid and doesn't and thinks that humans will come back if you build a house?
So here's the funniest gag in the entire thing is that you can go around and find old tablets and books and newspapers and stuff to like give you like apocalypse logs like you would in your standard Fallouts or whatever, You get an idea of what happened, and you read all these notes. At no point do any of the characters react to finding out this information. And I was playing for a while, and I'm like, it's kind of weird, like, there hasn't been any buildup of, like, finding new information, anything like that. And then it hit me, Ditto can't read.
They're just looking at it, and you, the player, are absorbing that information. Yeah. But like to Ditto, it's just fucking gobbledygook, right?
Like you can build like billboards and like road signs and stuff, and all the text is just like random shapes because none of the Pokemon can read.
That's incredible.
That's so funny.
That's don't know what. So funny.
Saturn, you mentioned cash registers. When I recruited Happini recently because she was wandering around a wrecked ship, and she was like, "Oh, I was just messing around with this little music making machine because whenever you press all the buttons, it makes a little dinging noise, and then you hook a power to it, and she's just pressing the keys on the cash register to make it chime, and she's like, it makes fun noises, see."
God,
that's amazing.
That fucking Alex Zambit is just reminding me of this great post I saw recently. It's not a recent post, but it's from Michael Lutz. It's a dialogue between a skeptic and an acolyte, and the skeptic says, "Absurd! His name is Solid Snake? Then pray tell, what of Liquid Snake?" And the acolyte's, "Why, he is the first one's brother, and the Miss Fezzer from whom these crimes underpin, the chronicle of which I was just preparing to speak." And the skeptic, unnerved to have his disdain so thoroughly anticipated and routed, "Oh!"
Saturn voice. Oh.
Literally. Well, I'll put the post in group chat.
Yeah,
so you can see it.
But no, it is. God, it's so fucking funny. God, but no, it's just so calming because you can just log in and it's just a time sink. Like, I'll be like, I'm gonna play for a little bit. I got some work to do, and then it's like,
you got fucking Stardew Valley, son. Yeah.
Oh, the sunset, and it's what's really annoying is that the game cycles on a normal 24-hour period, so I can watch the sunset in the game and still be like, oh shit, it's later than I thought. Like, oh, it got really.
That's really funny to me.
Got really dark in here. Oh, right.
It's true Stardew Valley right there, dude. I'm sorry.
It's just like, it's just so fucking.
Yeah.
It just scratches every single itch that Fallout scratches in just the most perfect way.
I am going to play it sooner than later, but there's like. I'm mostly putting it off because I know it's gonna get me, right? Like
yeah.
I'm gonna get got by it,
and
so I'm trying to put it off so I can actually play this fucking Arkham game.
Right.
Must be nice having Switch 2s.
Saturn.
Sorry.
It
was really nice to have a Switch 2.
The other really shitty thing, by the way, Sarah, is that you can go to each other's villages.
Shit! Shut up!
So, fuck me!
So,
why did you say that?
I can go to your island, and I can help you build things, and then you can come to mine. You can help me build things, and we can.
Fuck! I can't stand you people.
Saturn, you got to get a Switch 2 so we can have yet another dicking around game.
I don't want to buy a Switch 2 until they get the OLED model out.
But that's never gonna come out.
It's gonna come out. They did one for the first one.
Yeah, like 7 years later.
Look at how the fucking wasteland of console games are right now. They're raising the price on that Switch.
I'm just saying, like, literally, when they released that stupid ass pay us $10 for us to tell you about the console, they literally have dialogue in that game. It's like, yeah, we know the screen doesn't look as good as the OLED Switch one. Whatever. But it's fine though. And it's like if I'm gonna get a Switch, I'm gonna do it for portable, and I don't want because I don't plug it into a TV. I would just be playing it portable, and I don't want to fucking play with a shit ass regular LED screen on a $500 fucking console.
I understand.
I know, but
like I would sooner. Like the problem is like for the money that a Switch 2 costs, I could get an Ain Odin, which has a fucking like 1440p OLED screen.
Yeah.
And like, I know it don't play Switch 2 games, but it's also like, fuck, like, I kind of just want to wait for an OLED Switch 2 because I don't want to play bad Switch 2. I want to play good Switch 2.
I want to play the good Switch 2.
Well,
either that or I have to see if anyone has done like the insane prospect of, hey, so if you send me your Switch 2 and pay me like $200, I will take the casing off and put an appropriately sized OLED screen in it and then refit it together and send it back to you. Because I would go for that. Hold on, I have to look that up.
Yeah, look that up real quick. See if that is actually a thing.
See if that's actually a thing, yeah.
Listen, you have to decide how much you want to play toys with us. If you want to come over and play Pokemon at my house.
Well, that's not fair, Ben, because if you're like, hey, play toys with me, I'm like, great, let me lay out like $600 that I don't have.
I know, I don't want you to pay $600 to play toys. I think it's horseshit that anybody has to pay $600 to play toys.
I mean, I do want you to do that, but I don't think you should have to.
No, exactly.
Well, like, I know, but I mean, like, I can't afford to do that. I don't have that kind of money.
It's fucked up.
It's fucked
Put
up.
on Switch 1 so I can play toys and I can build
Like, I'd have to put on my Best Buy credit card. I'm trying to minimize my fucking revolving credit utilization for a moment. I have a good credit score right now.
Yeah, you want to.
I'm at 780. I don't want to ruin that for a Switch 2.
That is pretty good.
Me.
Every time I'm like, oh hey, my credit score going up, my mom asks what it is, I tell her, she gets pissed off because she literally doesn't know a single person who has a credit score of that.
You. Bullshit. Maybe someday. Anyways,
but no, it's one of the other funny things is so you're like your Preston Garvey of the game is Professor Tangrowth, who is just this old Tangrowth who thinks he knows a lot of things about humans and what the world used to be like. And every time you dig up like an old like artifact that you can have him like appraise, kind of like Blathers in Animal Crossing, how he appraises fossils. You can have Professor Tangrowth like appraise like random junk you dig up, and every time he has the same dialogue where it's like, oh, this appears to be radio. I'm not sure what humans used to do with it, but you can put it in your house and it would be a fun decoration. Or you can hang this on your wall and it would look really good. Yeah. I guess.
I will say, briefly circling back to the thing we talked about earlier, Sarah, having seen these photos that may have just been posted on BlueSky about like a minute ago, I do think you'd like the Ben Starr character in Warframe because he kind of looks like that, and is also, aside from being voiced by Ben Starr, is textually a bad boyfriend.
No.
Man, Ben Starr would make a good Batman.
You can't do this to me. I can't get
Ben Starr Batman.
You can't fucking do this to me. You can't
play Warframe with me.
That's what I'm saying. I can't do both. I can't.
Fuck Photopia. Photopia cost me $600, but Warframe's free.
I'm just gonna be in my worst possible version of myself arc where I'm reading my fucking Batman slop and I'm playing my fucking Warframe and I'm wishing I was dead.
We can all just stop playing Fallout 76 forever and instead switch entirely to Warframe.
Shit. It's fine. I hate it here.
You know you want to. You want to so bad.
I think I might have to. Fuck me.
Join us. Yes!
I hate it here so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Voyager book report.
Yes! Voyager book report!
So I made it to season 7.
I'm so sad you're almost done.
All of season 6. Where did I leave off? I know around where I left off. Barclay showed up.
Yes!
I got to watch the couple episodes where Barclay was in them. My boy Barclay, and I like that it's just him and Deanna hanging out. Like Deanna keeps popping up into Barclay's storyline.
I feel like Deanna is babysitting Barclay because she knows if she doesn't, like, he's gonna be the first mass shooter in like 200 years, right? like you gotta keep an eye on Barclay.
Like
right?
she has never closed his case, like his file.
Yeah.
As a counselor, like she just like leaves that perpetually open.
She's like, Reg, if I don't keep an eye on you, you're gonna do something bad. But no, it's funny. One of my favorite things about late season Voyager is the fact that like it's also kind of a, I don't want to say like a Barclay redemption arc, but kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
right?
like he is the reason. He gets to
actually be useful and helpful and like find a purpose for himself.
Yeah,
and become a more interesting character than just like the neurotic mess he was in The Next Generation.
Yeah.
Like Reg gets to actually be a person.
It's very funny because like I have seen LeVar Burton's name in the director credits for a lot of these later season episodes.
He's really good at it.
And it's funny that like they're like, no, Barclay will save the day.
Yeah.
Not Geordi, you know?
Yeah, because one, he is too busy directing the episode.
Right.
And the fact that like I think Barclay's neuroses play better with kind of obsessing over
like a project
like Voyager, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, one of the things about Star Trek is that after a while, you just start getting really excited to see LeVar Burton's name in the director.
He's a great director.
He's genuinely a lot of my favorite episodes of any given Star Trek series are LeVar Burton episodes. Yeah. He's really good.
It is funny because I've learned what I think is really interesting. Like I knew like he was like still attached to it, but I didn't know that Jonathan Frakes was like so directly involved with Star Trek still.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
it makes sense because like that's kind of like Frakes' only big role. He never really did anything else with his career afterwards in the way that like LeVar Burton got to do like Reading Rainbow and become, you know, and like Patrick Stewart is Patrick Stewart, you know what I mean?
Right.
He gets to be fucking Professor X.
They're gonna like put Patrick Stewart on money when he's gone.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Not even the UK either. Like they're gonna put him on American money.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I would. Yeah, for sure.
They're replacing George Washington with me.
With me, Patrick Stewart.
Barclay,
I was kind of hoping that I'd replace Benjamin Franklin, as I think I am worth more than a single dollar.
Yeah.
But no, the Barclay episode. It was very funny watching the Barclay episode, the first one where like he manages to make contact with Voyager by breaking into the facility and running a program, and they're like, "We're okay. You're going to jail forever." And then Voyager's like, "Hey, can you hear us?"
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I knew that because I was just looking up Jonathan Frakes on account of our discussion about his career. I knew that oh my god, what's his name? John Delancey was in XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. I didn't realize Jonathan Frakes. Oh my god. So is Jonathan Frakes and Michael Dorn and Marina Sirtis. They're so funny.
So it's just a reunion, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like literally everyone, but like it is.
It's enough.
It is a lot of them, and they're voicing like most, like all, like there's not. XCOM is not a game that has a lot of characters in it. They're voicing all of the characters.
Yeah, that's enough that it's intentional.
Yeah.
That's so funny. The only other studio I've seen do that is Bungie with fucking like ODST or whatever, where it's like we're gonna get as many Firefly actors as we can.
I mean, it's kind of a holdover from Gargoyles because Gargoyles is also kind of famously like a TNG reunion. So I can see why they got pulled in for voice acting and XCOM stuff as well, right?
God, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Because I've only ever seen that before when it's like, oh, it's cartoon dubbing, and it's like, oh, why are all these Ed and Eddie characters, like actors, voicing in this specific Gundam series, and it's not a reunion. It's literally just like, no, it's just the agency they used for the dub. Like that's just who they got. Yeah, those people were around.
No, like very famously, apparently, especially with Gargoyles, it was that. So like, Jonathan Frakes plays Xanatos, and Marina Sirtis plays Demona, right? Like two of the major antagonists of the show. And what happened is that Gargoyles is kind of happening at the same time as the tail end of 90s Star Trek, right? So what's happening is that Frakes and Sirtis are in Gargoyles and they're having a great time, right? So they're telling their friends in Star Trek, like, hey, you should go out for Gargoyles and see if you can get in, and I'll put in a good word for you, because like, this is a lot of fun, this is a cool little show, and I think you should try to go for it. And so that's how you get just tons and tons of, like, not just TNG actors, but I think there are a couple of Voyager and DS9 characters in Gargoyles.
There's Enterprise actors in Gargoyles. Like, there's
so
a whole
funny to me.
There's a whole 14-minute video showcasing all of the Star Trek actors that appeared in Gargoyles.
And it's literally because Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis were like, we are having a great time making this cartoon. You should come and do it with us. And it just snowballed from there, and it became the fucking 90s Trek reunion show as a result. And that's why that show has such a banging voice cast.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be the next thing I watch after I'm finally free of DCAU.
But no, I find it funny that after the Barclay episode, where Barclay is very famously has this holodeck addiction and whatnot, the next episode is Janeway falls in love with a holodeck character.
Yeah, baby!
Delete the wife.
Delete the wife. She's just like me, for real.
Kate Mulgrew is like, well, it's woke if I do it.
So I've seen that delete the wife line before. Like, that screen cap out of context. And I'm like, I was convinced the episode was a character develops a holodeck thing and gets obsessed with their own family. And this is Janeway telling them to delete this family.
Right?
Like,
no.
Janeway being the voice of reason, the authority figure, is like, no, you have to break away from this foolishness. You need to delete your fake AI wife.
No.
It's her being like, eliminate the competition.
She is so... I love her. What a great character.
The thing is, I love the distinction that Janeway is not a home wrecker.
No.
But given the choice, she will make it so the home never existed to be wrecked.
That's right, baby.
I wish there were more Fairhaven episodes, because it was a lot of fun, and it sucks there's only 2.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised there's only 2 Fairhaven episodes, because both Fairhaven episodes are bangers. Like, they're both really fun, right?
It's kind of the same with Captain Proton, where it's like there's only really 2 major Captain Proton episodes, and it's like, this could have been your thing.
It could have been your running gag, absolutely.
Yeah.
The fucking Bride of Arachnia, or whatever it is, episode of Voyager is probably my second favorite holodeck episode of Star Trek, which is crazy because the 3 good holodeck episodes of Star Trek are Armand Bashir, the Arachnia Voyager episode, and A Fistful of Data.
Yeah.
Right? And I think Armand Bashir is my favorite just because homosexuality is beautiful. But then I think I actually like the Arachnia episode more than A Fistful of Data, because I think it's funny to make Janeway have to do that.
I think what really makes Bride of Chaotica, it's
Chaotica, thank you.
Arachnia is who Janeway plays.
That's right.
But
thank you so much.
What makes that one more fun than I think Fistful of Data or Armand Bashir is that they're doing a parody of the thing that Star Trek is.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
they have to really toe the line of making the Captain Proton technobabble sound dumb, while their own technobabble doesn't sound dumb.
Yeah, they have to somehow thread that needle. Like, absolutely.
It's like, it would be like if James Bond met Austin Powers.
Yeah,
and it's 100%. Like you have to get that perfectly.
You have to extremely work to make sure, right?
Yeah, like the thing you're parodying doesn't sound too much like your real thing.
See, the thing is, I do want that because I do just who's the most recent Bond?
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig, that's right. I was going to say someone else's name. I'm like, that's not the right person. I do kind of want to have that moment at the end where the portal opens up and Austin Powers gets to go back to his own universe or whatever. Yeah. And like James Bond is having a serious moment. He's just sitting at the counter and he takes a sip of his martini and he just like mumbles to himself like, Shagadelic.
Actually, actually now that I mention it, very famously, the studio behind Bond is very mad at Austin Powers because that meant they had to do serious movies from then on.
Yeah, you can't make funny movies after Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Shame.
But no, Fairhaven was a really fun concept, and I think it's just a Star Trek thing where like they like doing holodeck episodes because they get to go outside.
One, they get to go outside, and two, you get to reuse whatever set is hanging out on the CBS backlot at the time, right? Like that was the whole thing, was that like all of these holodeck episodes are just, we've got this set laying around, we're gonna use it.
Yeah.
We gotta get economical as fuck with our TV making back in the day, back when you could just have sets hanging out waiting to be used by someone, right? Back when we were a real country and TV was a real form of entertainment.
Yeah.
I think the world is ready for a funny James Bond again.
I think it's been long enough, yeah.
Because people liked that Liam Neeson Naked Gun movie.
Oh, it was a great movie. Yeah.
I feel like the waters are ready.
I think it's been long enough, as after Spectre was just kind of like a nothing movie. Like you squandered, oh my god, who's that? Christoph Waltz. You kind of wasted Christoph Waltz in a kind of just fine Bond movie, which should have been good because it's Spectre. My secret, I don't know if I've ever told anyone. My secret is that I've seen every James Bond movie.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've seen every James Bond movie. I love James Bond. It's like a thing, because it's not like an important thing. It's not like a thing I talk about. I just really got into James Bond into high school and then watched every James Bond movie and then just kind of put that knowledge about myself to the side because it's not like a thing. Like, it's not a fandom, right?
Right. No, it's not.
Like,
it's just a thing.
Like, there are people who are like James Bond fans. I am not one of them.
You're not seeing gift sets on Tumblr about James Bond.
No. Well, I did about Skyfall, but that's because Skyfall is fucking immaculate.
Yeah.
It's like the best one. Even with all of its problems, Skyfall is fucking incredible. But yeah, no, you had like Spectre is like a whole thing, right? And you had Christoph Waltz, and you're like, oh shit. And it was just kind of nothing. It was just kind of nothing. Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, Daniel Craig does not like being James Bond. Very famously, he kind of hates being James Bond.
So recast him as Liam Neeson and do a Naked Gun with James Bond.
I would like that. I would like that a lot. I think now is right for a slightly funnier James Bond.
I think you have to get a younger guy than Liam Neeson.
It can't be a full-on comedy.
Right.
No, that's the thing is you have to have a character who could convincingly be a dead serious action hero and then just do like a deadpan moment where he does something funny and it's not like a goofball about it. It's just he does a funny thing.
Yeah.
Because like I think the world is not like because James Bond movies have never been comedies. It's really important. James Bond movies have never been comedies, but
they've been witty.
They have been a little campy and they've been a lot of fun. Right?
You gotta have like a dude with a big like golden medal prosthetic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is a lot of all the Daniel Craig movies have a villain with like a thing, but it's like, oh, his eye has like a scar over it, or like he has a tattoo on his hand.
It's because they're aping extremely specifically, starting with Casino Royale. It's aping the Bourne movies. Right? Because at that point, the Bourne Identity with Casino Royale, the Bourne Identity had just come out and was a huge hit, and Casino Royale is aping the Bourne Identity, and it kind of kept doing that because again, 9/11 ruined everything. We all have to have these more serious, down to earth kind of, movies going on after 9/11. But I think now with like the onset of like your comic book movies and stuff being so ubiquitous, I think you can actually do a slightly I wouldn't say goofy, maybe but lighter,
outlandish
Bond movie. Maybe more outlandish is the right term. Yeah, we have to go back to the Pierce Brosnan era, but good instead of bad.
It's that clip from one. I can't remember which one it is, but like it's where Q is giving him his equipment for the thing. It's like a gun and like a wristwatch.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, that's it." And he's like, "What did you expect? Like an exploding pen?" And I'm like, "Yeah, kinda."
Okay, but that sequence is from fucking. Is that from Skyfall or is that from Casino Royale? Anyways, those movies are good, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's Skyfall was Casino Royale and Skyfall were good, but I'm still just like, yeah, I like it when he has like a grappling watch.
I do think that they need to have like. And I know there's certain things that you're just not going to do because it's like, it's a little too cartoonish to do in like a movie that you can see in like 8K HD or whatever.
Right.
Just like, oh god, like we're not doing the grappling watch effect. It's just not happening or whatever.
Right.
But also, I do think the more James Bond has like one-off gizmos that are reminiscent of the things that the CIA tried to use to kill Fidel Castro, the better.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. I think actually it would be really fun to do a new James Bond movie that is a period piece. That is actually my like.
Like in the 70s.
Yeah, set it in the 60s and 70s.
That would be
the way to do it. To like let you kind of have your cake and eat it too, is to keep. Okay, here's my pitch. I think about this way more than I would like to admit. My pitch for a new James Bond movie is you set it in the 60s or 70s, and you write it like a modern James Bond movie, but with the visual, with the setting and all of the visuals of a 60s and 70s James Bond movie, right?
Yeah.
So you have your more grounded writing because, again, we live in a post 9/11 mediascape, but you still get kind of this like more colorful and outlandish kind of presentation that I think would actually jive really well with a more kind of down-to-earth spy story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is the way you can have your cake and eat it too when it comes to a James Bond movie. Who owns? I think MGM owns. No, fucking
Amazon.
Amazon's
owns James. Jeff Bezos, call me. I will write that James Bond fucking movie you've been struggling to write for the last 10 years. I can do it. It's my secret superpower is that I like James Bond more than people know. So, yeah, man, I can do it. I'll cast the perfect James Bond. He'll be extremely handsome. I don't know anything about modern actors, so I can't name one off the top of my head. I'm not going to say fucking Timothée Chalamet. But I will find you your new James Bond.
Yeah.
He will probably like his job more than Daniel Craig ever did. So, there. Daniel Craig's too happy being a gay guy solving mysteries for Ryan Johnson.
Yeah,
these
he's done with
days.
James Bond.
He's living his best life.
Now, I don't think he would be an appropriate Bond, but I do think that if we can like nominate people who should be in the next Bond movie, I need the dubiously homophobic antagonist to be played by Neil Newbon.
Absolutely.
Because he's hammy as hell, and he's got like he's a fairly attractive guy, but he's got like great vocal range and stuff. I feel like he could play a villain pretty well, and he's 6'1", so it's appropriate.
My joke, because everybody for years and years now he's too old to do it, of course. My joke is that I think Idris Elba should be in it, but he's not Bond. He should be the CIA rep, and the joke is that it's a British guy playing an American guy pretending to be a British guy.
Oh, that would be
I
good,
like that.
Yeah.
So,
you know who I think could probably pull off Bond but like isn't doing anything super important right now. I think they should get John Boyega.
I think John Boyega could be a very handsome James Bond.
Because he's like in his mid-30s, and he's got like acting range, and he's capable of doing that like being serious and actiony, but also like he could definitely pull off like a completely stone-faced comedy beat too. I think he's got that in him.
Totally, I would love that. There's so many options. Amazon, call me.
Yeah. I've got to talk about Star Trek.
Oh, right. Sorry. It's been an hour and 30 minutes, and
I know.
And the DCAU and Star Trek Power Hour have just been chugging along.
Yeah.
Do it.
Tsunkatse, Seven got bodied by the Rock. Very funny.
Very funny. Very, very funny to have an episode with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And even as far back as like when that episode came back, his clause of never losing is still in effect.
Well, I was gonna say like no. He's like no. I know that she's like a cool robot woman, but like I'm not losing to someone on camera. Are you fucking kidding me?
This one I can give a pass to because this is back when he was still a wrestler, and this was hey, we got the wrestler, The Rock, to be in our Star Trek show. This is back like before he was like an actor.
Right.
Like, yeah, but even then, like, I think if you're, like, here's the thing, though. Part of the job of being a wrestler is knowing how to lose entertainingly.
Yeah, but the plot wouldn't have worked if Seven won. Like, the whole point is that she's, like, overwhelmed by this fight and, like, the whole, like, being trapped in a thing.
I know, but I still think Seven should have beaten The Rock and then gotten beaten by somebody else because that would have been funny. Right? I just don't like The Rock is my secret.
Seven becomes a big sister to like 4 Borg children.
That's right. Really
was
great
a really
fun
little side plot happening across a couple episodes.
Absolutely.
I do think it is actually a little known fact about that episode is that Seven could have won because after that episode when when The Rock was feeling too big in his britches, Jerry Ryans held him down and shaved his head bald and none of his hair ever grew back.
She deserves that.
The episode where Janeway does her own lower decks and tries to shape up a bunch of like lower performing members of the crew.
Yeah, it's really good.
Do you know what's fun, children? Is doing your best at work.
I love her.
Like literally like she's like trying to motivate one guy and the guy he's like, I took the job in Voyager to work my required year in Starfleet so that I could transfer immediately to a lab on a planet and never leave the surface again. But now I'm here.
Now I'm here in the Delta Quadrant. Oops.
So no, Captain, I am not happy.
I'm not happy to be here. Thank you for asking.
And then an episode with one of my absolute favorite plot gag concepts ever in anything, which is the heroes run into a bunch of con artists posing as them.
Yes!
It's my favorite random encounter in 76 where you run into the fake Brotherhood.
Or the fake Preston in Fallout 4.
Oh, yeah!
The rarest. I have played 2,000 hours of Fallout 4 and I've never gotten that random encounter even once.
I got it in one playthrough, never again.
You got it?
I did get it once.
God.
It's so fucking funny.
I'm so jealous.
But just like the immediate shot of fake Janeway and fake Tuvok with their giant comm badges.
Yeah, it rules.
It's just I love that plot line. I love it so much. I love just bad wigs and ugly costumes, and it's just like, yes, you will join the Federation, and we will give you all the support if you just give us a lot of money first. And they're like touring their version of the Delta Flyer, and it's just some fucking busted up piece of junk. God, it's so good. I love it.
So good.
I wish it was not just fake Janeway, Tuvok, and Chakotay. I wish it was like, I wish they had a fake
Paris.
7.
I wish there was a fake 7 and a fake Paris.
Yeah.
And a fake Harry. Yeah.
I wanted to see like a fake 7 who was just like some woman like covered in obvious tinfoil.
Yeah, and in like the bodysuit.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, that one was really good. Cass is back.
I'm really sad Oates isn't here to talk about this, but and obviously for spoiler reasons we have people in the Discord who are currently going through Voyager, so we don't want to talk about it too much, but boy, they do cast really bad.
Not content with how dirty they did her originally. They're like, let's dig up that grave and do her dirty one last time in front of God and everybody.
So bad. Now Oates will contest this, and that's fair. I still think this is not as dirty as they do end of season 6 Deep Space Nine, is all I'll say.
I would agree to that.
Okay.
I would agree to that. It's
so.
still bad.
It's still bad. I think it's second worst, because like third worst is Tashi Yar, right?
Yeah.
Because they do Tashiar really fucking dirty in TNG.
They do her dirty, they give her a better send-off, and then they ruin that send-off.
Yes, that's the thing that really fucks up the Tashiar thing, is they do her dirty, and then she gets a really good send-off, and then they're like, actually, no. She became a Romulan's fucking slave wife, and you're like, oh, come on.
My name is Rick Berman.
Fuck you, Rick Berman, you ruined this too.
I'm gonna send fucking,
wait a minute, that's not Rick Berman.
I'm gonna crack a pool cue over my knee and lock fucking Bruce Timm and Rick Berman in a room together, and I think Bruce Timm's gonna come out on top.
Rick Berman to me is like, I would have made the flirting v harassment be like Bruce Timm versus Yoshioki Tomino, right?
Yeah.
But then Rick Berman is somehow more misogynist than Tomino.
Which is crazy, because that's Tomino's whole thing.
Yeah.
Is just being like the woman hater of anime, but I guess Kishimoto is right there. So,
yeah.
The thing is, Kishimoto. The difference is that Kishimoto explicitly hates women.
Mm-hmm.
Tomino's one of those older Japanese guys, like the guy who makes Baki, who is like, and to be clear, this is still misogyny, but is someone who has just, for some reason, psychically developed in such a way that they do think of women as though they are a completely separate species of animal.
100%. Yeah.
And Tomino doesn't realize that the way that he thinks about women and talks about women is like psychopathic.
Right.
But Kishimoto just hates women.
Yeah.
Kishimoto, much like Agravain from Fate Grand Order, his only real notable character trait is that he hates women. So if you see someone standing Kishimoto, much as if you see someone with an Agravain PFP on Twitter or something, that is like poison coloration on a frog,
Yeah.
There's no honorable deeds are committed here or around here.
And then what else was really good? We got the other Barclay episode where the Doctor goes back to the Alpha Quadrant, and they do the best split screen I think Star Trek has had.
It's very clean. Yes,
it's really good this time, because usually when this happens, like you can tell. You
can see the green screening, like the fucking Kira and Mira Kira.
Yeah. But like the Doctor and Zimmerman have a lot of back and forth.
It's very natural.
They're very agitated, and they do a really good job, considering it would have to be Robert Picardo filming one version of this and then timing it with the other side of that conversation.
It's just that Robert Picardo is a really good actor.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it turns out.
That was really good. I do feel bad for Zimmerman, where he's like, I designed this thing after myself, and it sucked so badly that they use him as like waste management labor now, and it's just my face all over it.
Yeah.
And then we moved into season 7. I finished the 2-parter for that one. Unimatrix Zero is really, really good.
Oh, I love that. Yes, the 2-parter is so good.
That's like
the insane, like, fucked up Yuri love triangle ? Going on between Janeway 7 and the Borg Queen is unreal. Like, they were really cracking in the writer's room with that one. It's so good. The amount of no homoing they will do to Janeway and 7 later in season 7 is brutal. But I've made peace with it. It's fine. But like, whatever the fuck is going on with Janeway, the Borg Queen, and 7 is like, you should watch Yellow Jackets on Paramount Plus, is all I'll say. Because that's the only other time I get that degree of like insane woman Yuri.
Mm-hmm.
But in Yellow Jackets, it's text instead of subtext. I didn't even talk about that. I got caught up on Yellow Jacket. Can we take a small detour on that real fast?
Okay, go ahead.
I got caught up on all of Yellow Jackets, and I think Yellow Jackets, its first season is the best one. It's one of those shows where it kind of loses the plot a little in seasons 2 and 3, as it kind of has to become more than this very contained story about high school girls trapped in the Canadian wilderness, right?
Right.
Slowly going insane. But that being said, Yellow Jackets is a show. There is no other show on TV that is writing. I mean, maybe there is. I don't watch a lot of TV, I guess I should say. But I have watched a lot of TV in my life, and there is no show that is doing what Yellow Jackets is doing, which is writing female characters like male characters. Affectionate. Where, the show is predominantly about women who are insane. Every single one of them have the kind of disorders that would drive, if they were male, would drive everybody involved fucking bug-futt nuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because it's a bunch of women, the fandom is smaller. But I will say, one of the rare instances where the AO3 is exclusively about Yuri, which is great.
Yeah, good for them.
It is a
God, I should hope so.
Yeah.
It is a show that is entirely about Saturn. I'll just tell you, cannibalism is an expression of love.
That's right.
That's right, baby. It is so good. Even when it's not. Even when seasons 2 and 3 are kind of getting too in the weeds about certain things, and you feel like you've kind of lost the plot with the tone and the structure of the first season, and it all feels kind of like, damn, what are we doing here? You still watch all of Yellow Jackets as a thing, and you're like, all of TV could be this way. All of TV could be about these extremely layered characters who have so many all of these layered women specifically who have neuroses and mental problems, and they're all trying to make it work and deal with themselves and each other, and it's so good and different and unique, and I really like Yellow Jackets, even with all of its problems, and trust me, it has a lot of problems. I think as a whole, Yellow Jackets is really fun, and I'm looking forward to the final season, which is supposed to come out this year. So yay! 4 seasons. Yay. Yeah, please watch Yellow Jackets. That's all I got. Okay, sorry, Ben.
No, that's about it, because I only just started season 7. I just got to the episode where 7 started malfunctioning, and her little brother had to save her.
Icheb's a good kid too.
Yeah,
I like the whole story going on between her and Icheb. It's really
cool. That's it. Saturn, have you done anything?
I've done so much.
You rode horses and rode horses and wrote more horses?
I've done some of that. Admittedly, not as much as I'd like, but I've gotten, it's fine. I played Warframe. Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
I made Pippa in Warframe earlier today as I was playing around with some build stuff, and I figured out something for that. So here's a little Pippa for you.
Yay, Pippa!
I love that. Wait, let's see. Yay!
That's all I got.
Okay.
I can't really talk about horses at all, and
right.
I've been I have been. My wallet's very happy. I've been getting a lot of extra work this week because someone had to go to the hospital, and so I had to take over their responsibilities for a little bit. But now they're back, but also they're kind of warming up to getting back into full-time things. They're still recovering, so I'm still covering some of their responsibilities. So I've been making more money, and I've also am completely exhausted at all times. So thumbs up.
There.
That's it for me.
Cool.
So
I can talk about Batman even. No, I'm kidding.
News!
Please, no. I need us to get to news. I need a lift.
It's already been almost 2 hours. We have to do the news.
Yeah.
I have not eaten much in the way of food today, and I I have snacks sitting on my desk, but I'm not breaking into them during recording because they're loud. So I'm just sort of like looking at them very forlornly as my body slowly becomes more cold.
If you got a crunch on the podcast, it's fine.
You can crunch on the podcast.
Well, I'm going to open this loud ass plastic real quick.
Okay. Do it real. Yeah. Get it out of the way right now. Yeah, baby.
Thank you.
OpenAI will shut down Sora video app. Disney drops plans for $1 billion investment.
It's mostly just funny to see everybody making jokes about Kingdom Hearts Sora coming out on top, you know?
Did you see, I saw one that was Ben Diskin, the voice of Young Xehanort, doing a recording of like, yes, finally, Sora has been defeated. Oh, it's the AI thing? Oh, well, that's good too.
Yeah, it's really good. That bubble's got to pop someday, folks, right?
This is a pretty big needle in it.
God, I hope so.
This was just, they were just like, this shit's not what we wanted, get rid of it. And they're like, but we spent $1 billion on it. And they're like, I don't care,
fuck that.
You can't use it to make a bunch of AI garbage with our copyrighted characters. We didn't want that.
Right.
Speaking of Disney, Epic Games pins Fortnite comeback on Disney partnership.
The fucking...
They're making a Disney extraction shooter?
Because Arc Raiders is really big.
Arc Raiders is really big.
Okay, so...
Never mind the fact that Marathon came out and is by all accounts doing pretty well, except for the fact that it allegedly cost between $100 and $200 million to develop over the course of 8 years. And projected sales figures for this $40 game are somewhere in like the 1 or 2 million.
Yeah.
So like not great. Not exactly turning a profit yet or in the foreseeable future, but Epic and they just had was this in news last time, or are we going to talk about the 1,000 layoffs, by the way?
I didn't put that in here, but Disney Marvel Studios.
Well, I wasn't talking about those. I wasn't talking about those layoffs. I was talking about the Epic layoffs.
The Epic Games layoffs that like a person I know actually got caught in. That's not in the news, but it's crazy to be like, we're going to have Epic Games make our Disney extraction shooter, whatever the fuck that means.
So
with 1,000 less people.
Yeah. The article. So the one thing is you're like, a Disney extraction shooter, your immediate thought is like fucking Mickey and Aladdin and it's
in a Tarkov.
Yeah, and it's like, no, it's not that. What it is going to be is Marvel, Star Wars, and Avatar. But
it's still in a Tarkov.
Yeah. But a Marvel multiplayer shooter thing, like Rivals, the thing you already have.
And that's doing great, by the way.
And so, like, here's the thing. You could do a Star Wars Tarkov, right? And it's like Scrappy Rebels or whatever. Like, that's okay. It kind of works. You know what the problem is? Arc Raiders already exists.
Yeah.
It's a vaguely Star Wars inspired kind of retro sci-fi junk thing. Like, you're not just gonna make literally Arc Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is again the problem that every AAA studio is doing, which is, the thing that's already wildly popular, we're gonna make that and also be wildly popular, even though people are they already have the thing. They're not going to migrate to yours.
Right.
Like, guys, look at this. I actually got a leaked screenshot of the Star Wars extraction shooter they're making. Look, it looks so much like Star Wars.
God,
that's Star Wars, right?
That's
really
crazy.
Does.
I didn't know that Arc Raiders looked like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very VHS core retro sci-fi. It looks like, and like, here's another screenshot. That's this is from. Sorry, this is confusion. We said that was from Arc Raiders, but this is from the Star Wars extraction shooter. I mean, look at it. It's got it's a Star Wars extraction shooter.
That's the Rebel right there.
That's the Star Wars extraction shooter. All right, Jesus Christ, I didn't.
Anyway, both these companies are run by fucking morons.
That's crazy.
Like what you could do. Yeah, you could make a Star Wars extraction shooter, and then it could be Star Wars, right? Mm-hmm. Like it could be like a new chapter in the Star Wars universe or whatever.
Right, whatever.
But instead, you're going to make it a Marvel Star Wars avatar thing, which is just company.
Yeah, it's just slop,
product,
right? It's just product. Like there would be no unifying kind of aesthetic that would make it cool or unique. It's just product.
I heard the mystical wizard Yen Sid is showing off his newest magic trick. It's called How to Make $1 Billion Disappear.
Yeah, for sure.
No, we slayed Yen Sid alongside Sora.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Christ.
YouTuber who lost a lawsuit to Donkey Kong high score contender Billy Mitchell is now suing him for emotional distress.
What? Sorry, I didn't hear about this one at all. What?
So
I didn't hear this follow-up. I know the first part is about basically Billy Mitchell sued a guy for like propagating the Billy Mitchell is a fucking cheater and hack fraud thing, and Billy Mitchell's like, this is defamation, and also you have no proof, etc., and the court sided in his favor.
Right. I think we talked about this very briefly, like years and years ago. This was a long time ago. So now, Carl Jobst, the person who sued Billy Mitchell sued in the first place, is now countersuing him for emotional distress.
That's not gonna work out for you, dog.
It's
sorry.
Just back and forth here. And the thing is, the shitty thing is that you want to be on Jobst's side because Billy Mitchell is a scumbag.
Yeah, no, he sucks ass. Nobody likes Billy Mitchell. But like that, emotional damage is so...
It's so vague.
It's so vague. It's really, really hard to prove in court. Like, it's kind of like American liability laws. I mean, ironically, that Billy Mitchell managed to win the liability lawsuit because you do have provable... You have to prove, like, material harm to your reputation, right?
Right.
To actually prove libel. You know what I mean? Like, libel and slander... There's the joke about libel and slander over in the UK. It's way easier to convict on that. That's why you have people who are being basically compelled by the court obnoxiously to apologize to J.K. Rowling, right? Because it's way easier over in the UK. But here in the United States, it's actually really hard to prove. Even harder to prove than libel and slander, though, is the vague notion of emotional damage.
Yeah. Because it's like, oh, I lost my lawsuit. Yeah, that would make you sad.
Yeah, like that would make you sad. You have to like show, you have to basically show that it was, what's the word? That it was targeted, that it was intentional, that it was excessive, and that it caused you both physical and material harm to your mental state, and that was the intent of the slander was to cause that, right? That is really basically this is a lost cause.
Now, what I will say is, we're all going to have egg on our face when this goes to court, and he presents like 16 uninterrupted hours of ring footage of every single night Billy Mitchell showing up at his house, roaring drunk and just taking a shit on his front door.
In that case, yes, you can prove it. If you have that kind of footage and that kind of proof, congratulations. That's a slam dunk, open and shut case.
Right.
Good for you. I hope he's got that. So, yeah.
But then the thing is, Billy Mitchell can just go, no, he doctored that footage. The judge will go,
AI.
fuck, he got you there.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right.
I ran all this shit through Sora, speaking of. Yeah, no, boy, you know that shirt that you sent me 1 billion years ago, Saturn, the death of consensus reality, but from Rory.
Yes.
That shirt just becomes more and more true every day I wear it. So, no big deal.
I think they finally put that one on he like partnered with someone to be like, because like they do all the things like small printing or whatever.
But they also they've actually started storing some of their more popular shirts.
Yeah, well, I think they're working with a different printer. Where like, I don't think it's a print on demand, but I think it is another printer. Where it's like, yeah, we keep the popular one, so I think you can actually get that now.
Oh, good.
I hope so, because I love that shirt and it never stopped being true.
Yeah.
The only reason I don't own it is because I know you own it, and I'm like, that's Sarah's steez.
I don't want to crimp on Sarah's steez.
Yeah, you don't want to step on those toes.
We might hang out together and actually wear the same shirt for once.
Next, GTA 6 hackers say they will release the breach data after ransom demands not met. The day after I added this article to the docket, they released the breach data, and it turned out to be like some sales numbers. But some budget things we already kind of had a good idea about.
Interesting. I mean, kind of interesting stuff, kind of like boring number stuff, but like also if you have my specific kind of brain disease, you get to learn how much GTA Online makes Rockstar every day, and the answer is a lot of money.
Right.
GTA Online makes Rockstar a lot of money, which is basically what is paying for GTA 6's development, right?
Right.
They make a truly absurd amount of money off of GTA Online, is what I learned from all of this. And I think it's kind of fascinating.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's also kind of boring and dry and rote.
It's not. There's nothing spicy in it. No, it's just like, oh, that's neat. We have some numbers to put on things.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know why they thought they could ransom this information.
Yeah,
right?
This isn't really. Maybe
they not ransomable.
They might have thought they had more than they actually did.
I don't know.
Well, I think realistically they were bluffing with the hopes to get money.
Yeah.
Also possible. Yeah.
You don't have to tell them what's in it. You can just say, "Yeah, we have information."
Yeah. Yeah, no, but it does give a good idea of like how much money Rockstar makes and why GTA 6 can cost billions of dollars.
Because they have an extremely reliable, near constant supply of money at all times. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be so funny when all that development budget just does not pay off.
There's no way it can.
Yeah.
Because aside from just like there's no physical way it can, it's also like I increasingly believe this is true without like literally any evidence besides the length of the dev cycle. That game is going to come out and the world and things it is parodying are already no longer going to exist.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Culture moves too quick nowadays.
There is going to be a whole... The plot could very well spend 3 hours on a thing about NFTs.
Totally. And it's just going to not be relevant at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll see in...
But that's enough about Judas.
Yeah, I was about to say, we'll see in 2 years, which also applies to Judas.
That game's never.
Oh, that game's not coming.
That's very optimistic of you, Ben. Yeah, 2 years for Judas. Yeah.
There's two things happen. One, Judas comes out before 2030. Mm-hmm. 2, Judas never comes out, and Ken Levine mysteriously disappears and is found later as a skeleton, like in a river, like 5 years, like in like 2035.
Yeah.
Well, what's going to happen is in 5 years, Ken Levine is going to announce a brand new game, and it's just gonna be Judas, but he changed the color. You know, you see that meme from Ed, Edd and Eddy of them trying the same scam and they just paste new things on the sign?
Yeah.
That's just going to be what happens when Judas gets canceled and Ken Levine announces a new game.
He's just going to make that blonde bitch in the trailer just literally be Elizabeth again.
Yeah.
Instead of just being blonde Elizabeth, it's just going to be Elizabeth, right?
We're going to get a trailer for his new game. He's like, Judas, Judas is canceled. I got this new game. And it's going to conspicuously have characters that look pretty similar to the ones in Judas, / are literally reusing models that were made for the characters in Judas. But and also, most of the tone and content is going to be the same, except that inexplicably the Tears of the Kingdom, like, gluing stuff together is in it now.
Yeah.
Oh,
are we sure Ken Levine didn't use a time machine to be the guy who was making the original Duke Nukem Forever?
His fingers are probably on there somewhere.
Man. It's got to be. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Speaking of a long time, after 20 years in pre-production limbo, a Metal Gear Solid movie may finally be on the way.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, sorry, that one is not happening. Unless you're getting, as I've learned, Zach Krager to make it, who just keeps fucking popping out movies like left and right, which good for him. Weapons kicks ass, and that Resident Evil movie sounds good. And he's got like 2 more movies on the way, which awesome. Unless you've got fucking Zach Krager attached, that movie's not coming out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it. I don't buy it. If you, as we were talking about in the Discord, if you want to watch a Metal Gear Solid anything, go watch Legends of the Galactic Heroes. Sarah,
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. Yes, it does.
No, yeah,
go watch
it makes
Legends
total
of the
sense.
Galactic Heroes. You'll see.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Here's what I think.
Hit me.
You're gonna get a Metal Gear Solid movie.
Mhm.
This is the only way it's gonna be made. It's not gonna be Metal Gear Solid 1 because it's whack. Like, it's a video game. It's a video game-ass video game. It's basically Metal Gear 2, but on the PS1. It's gonna be Metal Gear Solid 3.
Right. Oh, it's
Because you can do-
Yeah, it could be on yourself.
Because you can do that for relatively cheap, and like it's raw American. Like, you can probably get the U.S. military to pay you some money for that. It's fairly pro. It's not too un-American for their taste.
Right.
And you have Oscar Isaac playing Naked Snake.
So Saturn, Oscar Isaac was confirmed to be playing Snake when this movie was announced 6 years ago.
That's hilarious.
That's so. Thanks, Divine Connection to the Numinous. I knew I could count on you for
dodgeball
something.
sound effect right now. Just imagine it playing, please.
So just to clarify, Hollywood Reporter has confirmed that Sony Pictures has announced Zach Lipovsky and Adam Stein, the directors of Final Destination Bloodlines, to make the Metal Gear Solid movie.
AKA whoever was available.
Yeah.
That's correct. Okay, guys. This movie isn't real. Come on.
Yeah.
They probably... Who's the guy who's directing the Elden Ring movie? They probably wanted him, but he's too busy directing the Elden Ring movie.
Yeah.
A thing that nobody wants, and yet he's going to make.
Great.
Alex Garland? Is it Alex Garland?
Alex Garland, I think, yeah.
They probably wanted him to make the Metal Gear Solid movie.
I think
he
the
was
thing
too
is,
busy making other trash.
Unfortunately, Alex Garland did make that dog shit fucking Civil War movie. Not the Marvel one, the other one with all the AI shit. But he also made Annihilation, a movie I think is good. So I was like, I think Alex Garland could make a Metal Gear Solid movie, but now he's too busy making a fucking Elden Ring movie that nobody asked for. I don't know, man.
What do you even make it? Like, I say this as someone who's played through Elden Ring about 3 times and who really likes Elden Ring and likes the deeper story behind Elden Rings. What the fuck do you make an Elden Ring movie about?
That's what I'm saying.
It's a person in the real world who gets sucked into the game.
Shut up.
I think Hidetaka Miyazaki would literally fly to America from Japan to personally assassinate Alex Garland. I think the only thing you can honestly do, and it's not even the thing they said they do, so, like, I don't think they're gonna do it. Like, the only way I can think you could reasonably make a, like, 2.5 hour long Elden Ring movie is if you adapted the story of the DLC.
Sure.
Because it's fairly self-contained and you just, like, massaged around the edges a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, they're not gonna do that because they're not calling it Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. They're calling it Elden Ring.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? Nick Offerman's apparently confirmed to be in it, and I have no earthly idea who he could possibly be playing.
Well, he's the real guy, the human world guy who gets sucked into the game.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's like 50 years old or something.
See, the thing is, Nick Offerman, like, it's kind of this whole, they apparently...
He's like curmudgeonly.
No, I mean, Nick Offerman is actually a really cool guy. I mean, he plays Ron Swanson, who is like a libertarian, but like, Nick Offerman himself is like a cool guy, right? Yeah. It's kind of this idea of like fucking, they announced that Stephen Colbert and his kid are writing a Lord of the Rings sequel movie. Fucking, I don't know.
Apparently Colbert is some like...
he's a savant for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings
insane Lord of the Rings super fan, which I had no idea, but that makes perfect sense to me.
That has been a running thing with Colbert since the Colbert Report on Comedy Central. He has always been like
the one thing that's not a character.
No, it's like a dyed in the wool, like true blue, deep to his bones, like Lord of the Rings sicko type guy, right? And I respect that.
Do you think, like, when his writing staff made Lord of the Rings jokes, he went, no, you have to put in brackets, do a Lord of the Rings joke here. I will come up with one that is better and more correct.
I 100% guarantee you that's what it was.
There's a clip I love from the Colbert Report where he breaks character to talk about Lord of the Rings, where it's like in his opening monologue, he's like talking about a news report where like scientists named a new breed of spider after Smeagol.
Right. And he gets so mad about it because there's already a fucking spider in Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
And also, you wouldn't, like, his big boy's like, you wouldn't name a gross, creepy spider who lives in caves after Smeagol, who was the good hobbit. Yes. You would name it Gollum.
Yeah. No, he goes, like, he's like the real fucking deal. And I feel like Nick Offerman is in the same boat where he is the real fucking deal, but you probably shouldn't be involved with this thing you like a lot because you're too disconnected from it.
Yeah.
Like, even though you're a big fan, you don't have the writing chops to be involved, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's very strange. We're living in weird times, folks. I don't think that Elden Ring movie is ever going to happen in the same way. I still don't think this Metal Gear Solid movie is ever going to happen.
No, of course not.
No, it's not real.
I think the Elden Ring movie is at least more likely to happen because it's easier to convince people with money that people would want to see a movie for one of the highest selling video games of all time, Elden Ring.
Yeah. But then, like, I know that Metal Gear Solid has also sold a lot, Solid Snake. Solid Snake. But I think that Metal Gear Solid as a thing is too weird and dense. I think that any Hollywood executive would read the script that came across their desk, no matter how much you dumbed it down into a spy thriller, right? Mm-hmm. And I still think they would read it and go, no, I'm not okaying this.
And I think the other thing is, too, it's like, people actively care about Elden Ring right now. Mm-hmm. The reason I don't believe the Metal Gear thing is because people haven't cared about Metal Gear in 10 years.
Yeah.
Because that's as long as it's been since there's been a real Metal Gear game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Delta doesn't count.
No.
Well, also fucking Survive doesn't count either.
Exactly. The game everybody forgot about basically as soon as it happened.
Yeah. I think Saturn is right, though, that you would do 3 if you were going to make a movie.
I mean, you would do 3
because 3 is just a Cold War spy thriller.
I actually think you could make 1 very easily and very cheaply. I think you could actually make 1 more cheaply than you could make 3.
I just think you have to take so much out of 1 for it to make sense as a standalone story that you'll lose Metal Gear.
Right.
I get that, but I think in terms of ease of adaptation, because of like where 1 is set and the fact that 1 is at least a little bit more straightforward compared to 3, right?
Right.
I think if you were gonna adapt anything, I think 1. I mean, it is 1 or 3. It's kind of 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other type shit, right?
Yeah.
I just lean a little bit more toward 1.
My thing for 3.
Yeah.
Is that it basically has a 3-act story structure, and also you film all of it outside.
Yeah, but actually, outdoor filming is very expensive versus filming everything in, like, a warehouse full of catwalks.
True.
Yeah, but I mean, but the outside exists already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But, like, there are bespoke thing. Like, there are whole companies that exist just to have a warehouse full of catwalks to shoot your movie in, right?
That's how Tokusatsu exists.
I guess my other thing, though, is that they make a Metal Gear Solid 1 movie in, like, 2026 or 2020, whatever.
It's like, literally, who the fuck is this for?
Yeah, who cares?
Well, not even just who's this for. I hate to say this as though it's an important part of the character of Metal Gear Solid 1. They're gonna have to sand off a lot of things to remove, like, the race science element of Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah!
That is foundationally a story about what if race science was based, actually.
Fuck, I know. I don't know.
It's got Measurehead in it, and he's got a minigun.
I feel like the actual answer, because it's Hollywood and it's a Hollywood adaptation, is that the actual answer is that it is somehow both a Metal Gear Solid 1 and 3 adaptation at the same time.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you just did like a bespoke thing, like I guess that's the other thing is like I would honestly, rather than an adaptation, rather have we're doing the movie version of Metal Gear Solid where we have just chopped and screwed it to actually play well as a movie.
It's kind of like the fucking that first Silent Hill movie, and kind of even the other Silent Hill movie with Kit Harington. Jesus Christ.
Where
they just chop all the bits up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. So I think that's the most likely outcome here, right?
Because you know what that just makes you think? You know, it would be a much easier and more sensible movie to make than Metal Gear Solid 1 is if you just did the plot and setting of Metal Gear Solid 2, but you made it be with Metal Gear Solid 1 characters instead.
Oh yeah, that's what you would do.
Like if you just gave Solid Snake Raiden's exact story and rolled the plot and everything.
The rookie who comes into his first big mission. Well, that's Metal Gear 1.
Yeah, I mean it would basically be like a fucking Metal Gear 1.
But the thing is, Sean Connery isn't alive anymore, so you can't have old man Big Boss. It wouldn't be right.
I know. Fuck.
You get Daniel Craig to play him.
Oh no! Actually, you know who you get is instead of, because you don't have Sean Connery anymore. Mm-hmm. But what you get instead is to play the role of Big Boss is you get. Hold on, is it? 1 second. I'm making sure I have that. Yeah, you get Kurt Russell.
100%. Oh, that would be such a good. No shit. Shut up. Don't say that.
Because he'd do it, and he'd totally do it.
Yeah. No, now I'm kind of sold.
And like the thing is, like he hasn't been in much lately because he's old, but like he's still doing some kinds of acting.
Yeah,
and like if he's Big Boss, you could just have him sit down.
Yeah.
And Kurt Russell has already done the villain thing very famously in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, like
the other, if you can't get Kurt Russell to do it, I know he doesn't have as much of a direct connection, but you could also get Clancy Brown to play Big Boss, and I think that would be pretty good.
That would also work really well,
kick ass. But I actually am now imagining the version that is like technically Metal Gear, but is also kind of Metal Gear Solid 2 as a movie. Mm-hmm. And Big Boss is played by Kurt Russell, the guy who inspired Solid Snake. In my head, I'm envisioning it, and it's actually good as shit.
Yeah, and Oscar Isaac as Snake would work really well.
Oscar Isaac is not going to be Snake in 2026.
Not in 2026,
because he's like
but not now.
Because he's in his like late 30s, early 40s now. I think he's a little old for the character.
I'm going to suggest someone to play Metal Gear 1 rookie Snake.
Okay.
Ben, I think I know exactly who you're going to suggest, and I want to hear you say it.
Jack Quaid.
Literally, I was going to say Jack Quaid would be pretty good for a rookie Snake. I think he could do it
as rookie Metal Gear 1 Snake.
But I don't want to put Jack Quaid through the fucking Hollywood bulkifying machine like they did to Chris Pratt.
He just wears a big sneaking suit. They
would still put him through the bulkifying machine like they did to Chris Pratt.
But the thing is, like, for what it's worth, compared to how Yoshi Shinkawa draws him, Snake is like his measurements and weight would paint him as alive.
But I understand that, I do. But I'm thinking of Hollywood male beauty standards, right? Like those are two completely different things. I don't think they would let Jack Quaid escape unscathed.
I just think this forehead is perfect to have a bandana wrapped around it.
You're so right. I think Jack Quaid could get in good enough shape that it wouldn't be.
But I don't want Jack Quaid to get into that kind of shape.
Because like this is what Metal Gear 1 Snake looked like. Like he's not that. Snake has never been like that buff in the first place.
I understand what both of you are saying, but I'm saying I know Hollywood movies, they would still make him do it. Right?
I guess that's true.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you're right that Solid Snake is actually not that buff and that Jack Quaid has the face for it. But, like, also, that's just what movies do these days. And I think Jack Quaid doesn't deserve that. But you're right. I think Jack Quaid could do it. Mm-hmm. That's more so what I'm saying. So.
Right.
Unfortunately, I do want a later Metal Gear movie, like 4 or Revengeance era, if only because I need it to be that late, because I need it to be possible for Charlie Day to play Otacon.
Oh! No,
Yeah.
we're doing the kind
we're
of Twitter
hard.
fan casting that would get you chased off the internet, but it works so fucking well.
I can just here's the thing. Even at his current, because he's like 50 now.
Yeah,
but
he
like
looks young.
He looks young for his age, but I'm also I can imagine with perfect crystal clarity the scene in Metal Gear Solid 1 where Charlie Day is playing Otacon and like Sniper Wolf is on screen saying something and Charlie Day is just very conspicuously occasionally looking down at her breasts and then looking back up. Like completely stone silent with like no expression on his face whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. I'm imagining Charlie Day with long hair and that's unsettling.
Much like fucking Jack Red Letter or who's Red Letter Me who grew his hair out like for a year.
Oh, Jay.
Jay, that's right.
Oh no, it would work though. It'd be so good. Oh.
All right, next.
Okay,
we can't
next.
be here for 3.5 hours.
Yeah. Former Xbox veteran says canceling The Last of Us Online was the right call. Criticizes Naughty Dog and Sony for greenlighting it in the first place.
I mean,
you're telling me that that a Microsoft executive likes when Sony makes bad business decisions? Crazy.
This is a very interesting thing because, like, yeah, he's right, but also he's biased.
Yeah, but also like the way Naughty Dog canceled this, or no, Sony canceled this in the first place was like
absurd. That game was almost done.
It was 24 hours. They found out internally before Sony made it public.
And the thing is, on paper, I like the idea of a Last of Us online game isn't terrible.
Well,
like I don't love.
I mean, they had it in Last of Us 1.
Last of Us 1, did have a multiplayer, like not like, what was it, like an arena shooter type thing or something?
Yeah, they had like a multiplayer mode. Then this would have been a more like always online type shit. It just kind of would have been, and like I'm not like a huge Last of Us fan. Like I played the first game and I enjoyed it, and I think 2 it's a game I'll probably never play. Right? Yeah. Like I like The Last of Us 1 fine. You know, that's kind of my opinion of The Last of Us. But I actually genuinely think that a Last of Us 1 online game probably would have done well. It would have been like a 76, right? Because those are two very similar kind of things. You've got your post-apocalyptic setting, but it's not like super bombed out and shitty. It's actually quite lush and beautiful, right?
Right.
I think those both. But the thing is that 76 does not make a shit ton of money. It makes enough money. It does well enough. Like it's held together by like a handful of very dedicated whales, and that's about it. And Fallout 1 subscribers.
But Sarah, like, here's the thing. You know what doesn't make that much money relative to its contemporary, but still makes way more than enough money for it to have been worth it and would definitely do this kind of money, as opposed to Fallout 76? Red Dead Redemption Online.
Absolutely.
A game which, compared to GTA Online, may as well be a failure, but is still in the year of our Lord 2025, pulling in $25 million a year.
Which is crazy to me. And that's the thing, is that, like, this all goes this idea of games that we're not going to make $1 billion, and that's the only reason they got canceled. Right? I think The Last of Us Online would not make $1 billion a year, but I think it would make decent money, and that's the only reason it got canceled. And so I actually think this Xbox guy is wrong. I actually think they probably should have just put that game out. Like, they were almost done with it. They were like 80% done with it. Like, I don't know, like, that I would have played it. If it was decent enough, I might have actually played it. But, like, conceptually, the idea of, like, an overgrown apocalypse video game, you know, with, like, mushroom monsters.
Yeah.
Sounds is compelling enough that I think would have done well, right?
There is a whole society out there of underserviced, mysterious uncles who would be fucking throwing $100 a month at The Last of Us 2 online RP open world.
Yeah, are you like this? Like, I don't know what form it would have taken. Probably like a DayZ thing, almost like a really like survivalist. Like, you've got nothing, you drop in, you try to scavenge whatever you can. You know, stamina, resources, etc., all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't think it'd be wacky community like 76 is, but like it'd be along that same line.
Building is shit. No.
Well, say again, like the touchstone would be Red Dead Online, which like it has a couple, because it's, you know, the Wild West. There's a couple little towns and stuff, But for the most of the part, you're just like out there in the shit, like doing missions and fighting bandits and bears and things.
Yeah.
You know?
It'd
be like that. They have a model, a proven model, which is something you basically never get.
But it would not have made Naughty Dog $11 billion every day, so it has to go. And
yeah, well, how's the fucking Heretic profit?
Yeah, we have
doing for you?
We have to fire all these people who probably could have worked on Heretic as well. So
right. And it's just like you could have instead just. I mean, that game was 80% done, is what they were saying, right? Like, put that game out, let it. I mean, do fine.
Let it make money.
Let it make money, and then put those people to work making Heretic, right? Like, I think it's weird because I am a live service game hater, despite the fact that I play 3 of them, right? I actually think a Last of Us online game is like easy money.
Yeah,
like I think it would have done extremely well.
Like it has like create a character, and you can do like some RP with your friends. Like it would have a market.
It has a market.
Generate money forever.
But it's the point we make over and over and over again, which is that if it's not going to do the best,
right,
then it gets canceled.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. It's such easy money in my head. It's like, to me, like a regular person, Last of Us Online is easy money. That's free money, right? It turns out that you can actually do really well by being sort of okay and coasting on just enough sales. You actually can coast. Again, 76 is the model for this. You can just kind of coast off of vibes.
Yeah.
Like, if your game has decent vibes and it's just kind of fun to goof off and play with your friends, that actually does a lot. And I think a Last of Us game would have been very vibe oriented.
It's really helpful too when those games aren't that connected to like a broad storyline that you have to care about, which is why they canceled the Last of Us one in favor of, I guess, contributing more resources to the Horizon MMO or whatever's going on with that, instead of making a third Horizon game.
Yeah. After that second game ended on an insane cliffhanger, and that game did pretty well sales-wise. Yeah. No.
It's so funny that by the time that third game is even remotely going to come out, no one's going to give a fuck anymore.
Nobody is going to give a fuck.
What most cursed fucking franchise in the world.
Hey, remember when Wolfenstein 2 ended on like a huge turning point in the story, and then the next one was a number shooter?
It was a numbers shooter co-op game that nobody cared about? Yeah, it's crazy. Oops.
I don't know, Wolfenstein 3.
It's
Wolfenstein 3.
It's the thing I always go back to when thinking about like these projects that get these overzealous projects that get canceled because they aren't going to do better than anyone. I always think of Weird Al Yankovic, who is a man who has been constantly touring and putting out music since the 80s.
Yeah.
And the reason he's been doing it is because he's just famous enough to coast on relatively mild successful concerts and tours and album sales.
Yep.
And he is content at that level.
Yeah.
And he's outlasted so many artists that he's done parodies of.
Yeah.
Because he's like, no, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Right here.
But that is not the nature of the beast of capital.
I know.
Right? So
it's crazy how often, because I was thinking about, because it came up with regards to that, like, the Firaxis Marvel game that didn't do very well, and like the people leaving that studio to make their other kinds of like pseudo XCOMs, right?
Right.
And thinking about XCOM, and like that XCOM 2 and its DLC both did really well, and then they put out like a spin-off game that was kind of like XCOM 2, but with a defined cast of weirdos in a completely different setting and like stuff. It's like the same game, but it was like a spin-off that was tonally very different that no one really liked or wanted. And then there was never another XCOM game after that. And how often the games industry loves to just be like, well, nobody loved this spin-off to the second game, so clearly no one actually wants a third game. And it's like, I'm gonna kill you.
Fuck me.
God.
All right.
It's time for some good news.
Please.
Project update: Handelabra buys Sentinel Comics and Greater Than Games brand. So a while ago we talked about how the tariffs forced Greater Than Games to close their doors, and the Sentinel Comics entire license was in limbo.
Oh, right.
the board game production was shut down because of that. And they finally did manage to put out, because they had the copies of the game in storage, but since they weren't a company anymore, they couldn't actually get them delivered to their customers. But they finally got that worked out. So people who backed the Kickstarter for the definitive edition expansion for Sentinels, those finally went out and have been received. But now, the company that makes the PC version of Sentinels in the Multiverse just bought the license outright. And the company Greater Than Games. So it's been basically just saved.
Hooray.
So assuming the definitive edition of the board game will continue production, they've purchased the Sentinels of the Multiverse board game, like the original board game and the definitive version, the comics tabletop RPG, the tactics game, and Galactic Strike Force, which I don't know what that is exactly, but it's part of the Sentinels umbrella. So it's saved!
Yay!
Yay!
I can totally understand this too, because I'm looking at like Candelabra and like all like how many things they've made are the Sentinel stuff, and it does make a lot of sense to go like, well, wait a minute, like we can afford for this to no longer be like a licensed IP hanging over our head, and instead just sort of be ours.
Yeah, it's very Rift Tracks MST3K Kickstarter, where it's just like, well, we know how to do this. Why don't we just do it now that we can?
Yeah, absolutely.
So good. I'm very glad to hear that, because it sucked that like my favorite board game of all time was forced to shut down when they were like just putting out new expansions for the actual card game.
And hey, maybe them like having the license for the RPG means at some point when I'm less busy, I can send them a proposal like, hey, do you want someone to write a Sentinels of the Multiverse tabletop RPG? Like second edition that has like some more interesting mechanics and better formatting and stuff like that,
and a more cohesive character building setup than
having
to tab
because
500 pages of a book.
And I'll just be like, because to be clear, you don't have to pay me to do this beyond royalties. I've in fact already written it. Here's a draft if you'd like to.
Absolutely.
I just need you to like reach out to someone and do good PDF formatting and maybe some art for me. But like, please. I just need this game that I like a lot and I think is really good to have a better non-combat section of. I need you to flesh out the RP section of this tabletop game so that it plays better with the combat section of your game. Have you ever thought about that? But my Secret Saturn's trick is that you get it's like, oh wow, it's time for Sentinels and the Multiverse RPG second edition. It's like, this system seems kind of familiar. What's this Duskval thing they keep talking about here?
Just wholesale. It seems like, it seems to me like you took pages from the Blades in the Dark player's guide and just kind of stapled them into the rule book for the first edition of Sentinels of the Multiverse, and you're like, don't worry about that.
I'm just like, well, yeah, John Harper did that with like the concept books for Thief and Dishonored, so he doesn't have any right to complain. Jerk off hand motion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of movies, by the way, that are never coming out.
Oh boy.
Bloodborne is officially returning as an R-rated animated movie.
Okay.
Produced by Jacksepticeye.
Okay.
When I think of quality names in filmic entertainment, I think of Jacksepticeye.
I still don't know who that fucking is.
He's a fucking YouTuber.
Yeah, he's literally just early 2010s, like fucking golden era, like let's play, blow up, whatever.
Okay, fucking.
I guess he is a big fan of FromSoft games, but like I don't.
Yeah, no shit. Like, me and 20 million other fucking people.
Like I don't think he's like he's not like the definitive FromSoft guy.
You're not special, dog. Okay.
He was in Dispatch. He plays Punch Up in Dispatch.
This is smoke. This doesn't exist. This is
100% him being mad because knowing that he is a contemporary and also has worked with him on other projects, him being jealous that Markiplier put out an adaptation of Iron Lung that by all accounts did as well as could be expected for like a $3 million YouTuber movie.
Mm-hmm. I'll see it I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
Regarding
I do think they should make another Looper where Markiplier plays the younger version of the old man character played by Keanu Reeves.
Looper 2.
I agree. You maybe make that movie better than it is. Sorry, Ryan Johnson. I don't think Looper is very good.
Sadly, as with all time loop stories, I would say the vast majority of them are kind of shitty.
Pretty
There's
much,
that whole video that Pointless Hub put it out the other day about
it's great.
Dumb time travel movies.
Fuck.
Good video.
Sorry, it owns that Chris Pratt got outed as like a weird evangelical freak and immediately got booted into just like the worst movies you've ever seen in your entire life.
Just plummeted.
Well, it's not just that. It's that he's also like a rabid anti-vaxxer, and so no one wanted him for their fucking in-person roles when lockdowns were happening. God.
Fucking freak.
Yeah. Yeah, that
movie's smoke. No,
the idea that
real.
Sony wants to do anything with Bloodborne, I don't believe
it's very funny.
Yeah. I mean, they won't even remake it without fucking Miyazaki's approval. So good luck getting your shit ass animated movie off the ground, fucking idiot.
Yeah.
How many more we got?
One more.
Okay.
Finally, Subnautica 2 Steam change suggests Krafton might be out as its publisher following long legal battle and reinstatement of studio leader.
So funny.
This is so funny.
Story. I mean, like, the thing is, at the end of the day, this is still just as like a CEO getting his bonus. That bonus doesn't go to everybody else, as far as I'm aware.
Right.
Which kind of fucking sucks. But I am glad that Subnautica 2 is probably going to get to exist after much meddling from Krafton. Krafton being massive dickheads does not bode well for the existence of future good-ass game. Why can I not remember? I had a couple drinks before we started recording. The musical DMC game.
Oh, Deader Than like Disco?
No, the good one.
Oh, Hi-Fi Rush?
Hi-Fi Rush.
I thought you were talking about like the newer one that just came out.
No, the good one.
Yeah.
The Krafton being a bunch of shitheads does not bode well for the existence of a Hi-Fi Rush 2.
Yeah, I think we have to give up on that dream.
I'm sorry, y'all. That game is not going to be real. I want that game to be real because I love Hi-Fi Rush. But that game is not going to be real, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, it's a thing where after Krafton is going to be brutally eating the legal costs of this whole debacle.
Yeah.
There's no way, like, video game development spending being down as it is, there is no way they're actually going to be like, yeah, we got a couple $1 million to blow on making a second Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah, to throw on this vanity project that no one really had hopes in the first place.
Uh-huh.
A game that people liked, but was not by, most market metrics like that successful.
Yeah. Again, it wasn't the best game to ever come out, so there's no chance it will ever get a sequel. So this story was updated today, by the way, with the front of the article is that Subnautica 2's Steam page was updated to remove Krafton as the publisher. Which seems to hint that it'll be self-published by Unknown Worlds Entertainment instead. Krafton has put out a statement in response to this saying, quote, "It's currently focused on successfully supporting the early access launch of Subnautica 2. We have nothing further to share at this time."
Interesting.
The Steam page, as far as I know, has not been re-updated to include Krafton as the publisher.
Huh.
No, my thing that I believe, and this is like the most I've been able to reason through it, is that at least on the Unknown Worlds Entertainment side, like business-wise, for like, you know, the resulting judgments from the Delaware courts and all that, I think this is just straight up them going like, this is the easiest way that to make sure that after everything else we've been through, that Krafton doesn't proceed to try and fudge our earnings revenue as well to try and find a different way to get the CEOs to not be paid the bonuses for success if they earn that.
Yeah.
So that one seems like a thing where it's less like, it's not signaling that like there's a depreciation between the two companies so much as it is like this is a structural way for them, as this is like court remedy, right? This is like a way to make sure that there's not going to be any further meddling in trying to prevent Krafton or Unknown Worlds departing CEOs from getting bank.
Yeah, this quote to me more implies like successfully supporting the early launch access means like we're in the transition period of getting our hands off of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
And not even that, I think it's literally just, if it's Unknown Worlds as the publisher on Steam, it means that the money from Steam is being sent to Unknown Worlds instead of having to get laundered through Krafton and them having to be dependent on Krafton's bookkeeping to tell them whether they met their goals or not.
Right.
Yeah.
I still think very clearly Krafton still owns them and is still going to continue owning them and probably be involved in Subnautica 2 going forward, I'm sure, but...
Yeah, I don't really know how this is all going to resolve. I do wonder if this can end in Unknown Worlds essentially buying their freedom. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, because like that kind of happened with Bungie back before they got snatched up by Sony, right? Like Bungie was able to buy their independence from Activision. So I kind of wonder if they can use this court judgment as like leverage to separate themselves from Krafton, and in the meantime Krafton is contractually obligate to support the early access launch of Subnautica 2. I don't know, it's very interesting.
I'm not sure how much. It depends what what was it bought for?
Yeah, it all depends on how much money that Krafton has poured into Subnautica and Unknown Worlds, right?
Because part of the thing with Bungie is also like, aside from their own money, because Bungie is like, you know, I don't think they were ever owned by Activision. They were just like, it was a thing of them doing contract development. That's just how they worked.
Right.
Like, them being purchased by Sony is the first time they've stopped being a
independently owned company. Yeah, I think it's more so that they purchased the rights of Destiny back from Activision.
And that is because Bungie at that point had basically had the clout to go, we're not signing this deal with you unless you give us an exit clause that allows us at your option to buy it back from you. Like if you go like, we don't want to do this anymore, you have to let us purchase it from you instead of just keeping it and throwing it in the trash.
Right. It's, to me, it's just one of those things where like the money and ownership being exchanged is so vague, as a layman, is so vague and indeterminate. Like, I can't perceive of where the separation is in situations like this, you know? It's like, I'm not seeing these documents. I don't know who technically owns what and how it's being distributed. I can only go off what the Steam page tells me, basically.
Right, yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if this page gets updated any further, or if we get any more articles about money being exchanged and where this lawsuit goes.
Yep.
Is
that it? Are we?
That's it. I think
we somehow managed to avoid another 3-hour-long episode, baby.
I think this is the biggest ratio between what we've been doing versus news segment we've done.
We had to speed run the news section because we spent so long on what we've been doing.
Yeah, I
probably could have talked longer about what we've been doing, but I was a good girl.
Oh, Sarah.
Oh, so we don't know what they bought the company for, because it wasn't a normal buyout. What happened is that, for a very long time, Unknown Worlds was owned by the Chinese publisher Perfect World.
Okay.
and I think I forget what their thing is, but they owned the majority of the stock in that company. After Subnautica 1 comes out, like a year afterward, they just liquidate all their shares, basically. And then Krafton, presumably, either from the studio founders or just in general, just bought those shares up, and now they're the company that is in control of them. So it wasn't like a normal buyout.
See, that adds another layer to all of this now.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
The lesson is, kids, never go publicly traded.
Never let yourself get bought out, no matter how tempting it sounds in the moment, because somebody has just showed up on your door with a fucking sack full of cash. But never, ever let somebody buy you out. I'm sorry, that's always the wrong decision. That's why we're in this situation to begin with. I understand that capital is so hard to raise for video game development. I really do. And part of like getting bought by a publisher means you are being given access to all of this money, but you are giving so much up in exchange that it seems quite literally like a devil's bargain, right? And you are never going to come out on top of a devil's bargain. That's literally why it's called that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Okay.
Thank you to Broke for free use of our background music. Email us at thegorgepodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on our social medias on BlueSky. Join our Discord. Subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/thegorge.
Etc.
Listen to our other podcast, The Reboot, where we play Sentinels of the Multiverse Tabletop RPG. We're probably going to stream something on Friday. I don't know what yet. Depends on Oates' availability.
Who knows?
Oh yeah, and speaking of streaming, we finished Of the Devil episode 2.
We did do that.
And it's really
so
good.
if you want to catch the VODs for that, all of the existing Of the Devil VODs, as well as everything from my personal channel, is over at youtube.com/@TTV-Mystery Systems.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And then whatever we do on Friday, we will also eventually be picking back up Ace Attorney Investigations 2. And Sarah and I will be going through Resident Evil Requiem at some point.
Yay!
I want to go through Resident Evil.
Well, you can come with us too.
You can come through Resident Evil Requiem with us.
I've already seen it, but I want to see it again.
I just figured because you'd already seen it, you wouldn't want to come and watch us play Resident Evil Requiem.
I want to hang out with you fucking idiots. What else am I going to do with my day?
It's gonna be a Ben and Sarah joint with guest stars.
That's right.
I say I'm just a guest star after all this time.
Guest starring Saturn while we play Resident Evil Requiem. And by that I mean
several years I known you and you don't want to see me jump out of the cake.
Well, Saturn. It's like when like sitcoms in the 90s when like a guest star was like always there. And so, like, what is the qualifier for you being a guest star?
That's just fucking Star Trek Deep Space Nine. You're Garrick, Saturn. Congratulations.
Saturn, you get to be Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah, that's true. Where you're basically in every episode, but you still get labeled as guest star.
Yeah.
And
I'm always like wearing a different costume and pretending to be someone completely different.
Yeah.
And no one ever acknowledges that I look really like the guy who they saw last week.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they should have like in that cartoon show, they should have had a bit where they canonized that every single character that Jeffrey Combs played in the extended Star Trek thing was actually someone from the Q Continuum who was just like role playing for fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just yes or no. Is Jeffrey Combs in Lower Decks?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, he is.
Good.
He plays a great role, is all I'll say.
Good. That's something to look forward to.
Yeah, please look forward to Jeffrey Combs in Lower Decks. He's great. So.
But yeah, that'll do it for us then. I'm excited to hear more about Sarah's adventures into Batman.
Fuck Batman. That's the one. Fuck Batman.
Hey, that's not the usual kind of fuck we use for this end of this end of episode bit.
You can't. Batman Beyond is a really good cartoon. Is all
you were about to say I can't prove anything. You posted in the middle of this episode.
Yeah, how much Batman fan art and Dan Mora art you've been liking?
Dan Mora art of drawings of fucking Batman. It's horrible. I hate it here.
Fuck Batman said all of his Rose Gallery and like 3 Robins.
That's right. I hate it here. I want to be free. I already am pissed off and want to be free from this horse shit. How does anybody be a Western fan comic for... Ben, how long have you been reading Marvel comics?
33 years.
That's how long. How does anybody do this to themselves? I'm like, I've been in it for like a fucking week, and I'm just like, this sucks. I hate it here.
I always just go back to that panel of Nova like visiting the Watcher and seeing all the parallel worlds, and he's just like, how do you keep track of this? All of the timelines, all the different continuities. My brain is melting. I can't comprehend it. And it's just MCU fan getting into comics for the first time.
See, for me, my brain's small, so whenever I'm like, I think like, damn, I love Noi from Dorohedoro. I have this comic that's called Dorohedoro, and it's about 20 volumes long, and that's it. That's all I gotta worry about.
I gotta tell you though, I brought it up in the Discord though. There is something weirdly, because like at first,
it's freeing.
It's weird because when you're a teenager, you're like, oh, manga is so much easier because you just read the one thing and you're done, right? Mm-hmm. But then you get into like your One Piece situations where it's been running for 30 years and there's like 10,000 chapters, right? With Western comics, you literally can just go, hey, which run should I read? And you just get to kind of cherry pick whatever sounds interesting to you. Mm-hmm. And in a weird way, that is kind of liberating. You don't actually have to care about the continuity. You just have to care about what you think sounds cool.
So but
the thing is, I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
But also, I love that when I'm finally like, you know what, I've been putting it off for long enough. I'm finally going to read One Piece. And you go, hey, Sarah, where do I start One Piece? And you go, at chapter 1.
Yeah. I will tell you, I would never
read
tell
in
you,
linear order.
I would never tell you to start One Piece at chapter 1. I would tell you not to read One Piece. Because I'm a good friend who loves you.
I'm talking about a hypothetical Sarah. The one who encourages me on purpose to do things that are bad for me instead of just being tacitly enabling.
Well, see, what would happen is Saturn would ask Sarah, where do I start One Piece? And she would say, you don't read One Piece. Then you turn to me and say, Ben, where do I start One Piece? And I'd go, chapter 1, friend.
Exactly. And then I go, so Ben, after chapter 1, I read chapter 2? Is that how that works? And you go, that's right.
Go all the way to chapter 12,000, baby.
And I'm like, wow.
How straightforward.
A very straightforward pursuit that I can make very obvious. I can make measurable progress on.
And I understand for sure. That is a project. You can take it. It's a complete piece of work. You can just read all of it. Well, it's a mostly complete piece of work until finally Eiichiro Oda dies 5 chapters away from the end of One Piece, calling it right here.
Did you see that news article from recently, by the way? It was like, this is the thing that has the end of One Piece on it, and he puts it in a box and throws it in the fucking
people
ocean.
Are literally trying to dredge it up from the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, absolutely.
I hope they do.
They're going to open it's going to be a note that says, haha, you thought.
Yeah, that's true. But I gotta say, there is something kind of weirdly, like, I understand the joy of a project, of reading something that is 1,200 chapters and getting to the end of it and be like, wow, I'm finally caught up on One Piece. Mm-hmm. But there is something kind of interesting and cool about being like, this is the thing that I think sounds interesting to me. And because of the nature of Western comics, because these are like stories that everybody knows, right? Mm-hmm. You don't actually need that much context. You can just kind of go in to like an especially interesting run of Detective Comics and come out the other end being like, oh, that was fun, but I don't need any more.
There's 2 points I want to make about this, which I think are really great about comics, which is everyone's like, there's recommendation lists all over the internet. People like, where do I start with comic books, right? The thing is, everyone's like, you start with this run or this run or this run. When their first comic was the 3rd issue in a random ass Thor 4-parter from 1993 that has nothing to do with anything.
Right.
And the other thing is that like comic recommendation lists are are not really good for the internet. Like just looking for like a list of the best comics.
Right.
What you want is a friend like me or someone in the Discord,
right,
who is like, hey, Sarah, you're like, hey, I like Batman the Animated Series. I like the DCAU. I like these aspects of Batman. Which comics have those aspects in them?
Right.
Like, do you want wacky, goofy Batman adventures? Well, then you read this, this, and this. Do you want it more serious, like noir, like mystery? Then you read this, this, and this.
And it's like, I can see the strengths of like the manga approach and the Western comic approach is what I'm saying. Because like, I kind of have already done this song and dance with Transformers comics, right? Like I just cherry picked what I thought sounded interesting, and I had a perfectly interesting and fulfilling relationship with Transformers comics as a result, right? Like you don't have to go read, like in One Piece, you have to read the shitty arcs to get to the good arcs. That's just part of it. And like,
I did that in FGO as well, even though they didn't have to.
Exactly. And that's kind of interesting. I don't know. I think there's merits. What I'm saying is there's merits to both approaches.
Yeah, there's pluses and minuses.
You know, so because you can get a bit more of a condensed thing when you're reading a comic book run. It doesn't, you know, you can spend a weekend reading an interesting run of such and such comic, and you're done.
My thing is though, it's like I don't necessarily mind doing that. But if I'm going to read someone's shorter original story, I would rather like it be their original story instead of having this weight of being connected to this sort of like, I don't know what you'd call it, this pseudo iconographic like culture of a character who is animated by dozens of different writers and artists across decades and decades to the point where the character does not really have a context anymore.
Well, yeah, but I don't care about somebody's original character. I care about how hot Bruce Wayne is.
Yeah.
I have great news for you about people who draw men online and how often they just sort of look like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, but he's not wearing the cape. So, there's an important...
I know he's not wearing the cape in a lot of those fucking pictures Sarah posted either, now is he?
But this is why Bendis' Ultimate Spider-Man is the best comic ever made, because it's both. This is true. This actually is true. Western comic about a specific superhero.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's paced like a manga. And it's one writer for a decade.
And Bendis' fucking Ultimate Spider-Man run actually is pretty good. I read a lot of it, and it's pretty fucking good.
I don't want to belabor the point, but in these 10 thumbnails, there is one cape.
Listen, I'm just one woman. Okay?
Listen, the idea...
And I'm not saying this to judge you. I'm saying, like... The cape is not the part that is being locked on.
Well, listen,
Sara, let me explain this. Like, it's the fact that he normally has a cape, but he's taking it off that makes it special.
That's right.
Yeah, sure, whatever you can tell yourself. You wouldn't give a fuck if he had a cape on normally or not. I don't see Joshua Graham wearing any capes.
You have to be nice to me. I hate it here.
I
quit. I hate this podcast.
I'm defending your dignity from Ben going, yeah, no, it's the cape that does it.
No, it's the same thing as like if you have a character who normally wears like a nicely pressed suit, they automatically look hotter when they're disheveled wearing a hoodie.
That's right.
If you have a character who normally wears a hoodie and has disheveled hair, they're automatically hotter when they put on a suit and tie.
It's a whole... Listen, I want out of this conversation. I am in fact pulling the escape cord on this conversation.
Okay, we don't have to record any more of this conversation, but I do think this comparison that Ben brought up is pretty funny, because this is right here on the image I'm looking at as well.
Yeah, there you go. Bruce Wayne can do both. Get you a man who can do both. Good night, everyone.
But all I'm saying is independent of Bruce Wayne, and like you could have that effect with any character who was similar to that, but just wasn't literally Bruce Wayne.
It's not the same.
I don't want that.
Art is about transformation, and sometimes about going, damn, Bruce Wayne's kind of sexy in Batman. I'm going to turn him into a different kind of guy for my story that's about a thing that's like self-sustaining.
Yeah, that's what Batman writers have been doing for decades.
No, because they're silently leaning on the character and existing backstory elements of Batman.
Okay, I would like out of this conversation.
Good night, everyone.
I did not mean to start all of this. Good night, everyone.